going on, everybody? 7 people watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting the like button on the way in. We have so much to discuss, y'all. I have taken today off. I needed a mental break today and Monday. And I'm going to be doing so much content, it's not going to be funny. We're going to have a good time in this show. You guys see the headliner, you see the title. I want to get to some comments. I'm going to give some housekeeping rules because I have a couple things that I want to make sure I make clear and establish here. Because I know there's just a whole lot of stuff going on in the YouTube streets, but you guys have to remember we here at the Lady Luck Club are in the YouTube mansions. Okay, things get to me word of mouth, but I don't go seeking the headliners in the YouTube streets. What, even down in the gutter, I don't go there. We stay in the mansions and rise up, and hopefully people come up, rise up and elevate. That's what I want to promote. And so thank you all so much. I am going to ask that you guys do engage in the chat, of course. That will help with the engagement. Hit the like button, subscribe if you have not. I don't want to start putting on the subscribe only mode. I don't want to have to do that. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't want to have to do a subscriber only mode, but I do want you guys to be engaged. I do want you guys to be respectful. Um, and we're gonna have other guests and other hopefully supporters come in. You might find unorthodox, but part of being in the YouTube mansions. I will say this: I will not deal with any drama or messiness. I'm not in the mood. Just not in the mood. And I don't want anyone to feel unsafe or to feel they cannot speak their mind. I just ask that you guys use wisdom. Is that fair? I think that's fair to say. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Shout out to all of my mods. Y'all see the time frame on the live today is they're like 11 a.m. Yeah, I took the day off. I'm off on Monday as well, but I took the day off. I'm going to do some content, and then I have one of my closest friends that I went to college with in town, and she and I are going to be hanging out this evening. So, hence why you see the earlier live stream. So let me just lower this down, get some housekeeping. There's a lot of juice in the tank, as y'all can tell. A lot of juice in the tank. I'm trying to make sure I have everything up. Okay, so first off, thank you all so much for tuning in and hit the like button. There is a goal that I would like to set for any donations that you feel free you want to make. This is YouTube. There are over 1 billion users on YouTube. Okay. I recognize and I'm humbled enough to know I'm just a speck, but so are many others. Like the cult leader. I don't work for him. I don't do content for him. And I don't do content for cult members that are brainwashed. If reading and understanding is something that you're no longer going to do, it's going to be very difficult for you to keep up with my content because we pull up information here and we read documentation and we don't alter laws. We don't alter facts. Laws are laws, facts are facts, and that's it. And if we cannot come to an agreement on the fundamental premise of what laws are and what facts are, then it's hard to have a conversation on your opinion or thoughts of it. Does that make sense? So when I do my content, I'm not doing it to convince anyone to believe what I'm reading on paper or to believe the law exists. I'm doing it so that people can be informed, and then you can formulate your own opinion of it. But if you can't acknowledge the law exists and follow the law and adhere to the law, then it's kind of hard to have a conversation about anything else. So I say this now because, this whole cult-like mentality coming from this cult leader out here that's violating laws and doing illegal evictions when he's not licensed or certified to do it is baffling to me. That shows that there's no acknowledgement of the law. And if there is, he believes that he's above it. That is what's dangerous. I'm not reporting on the financials of Harvey. I never said that I would. I will never have little diva Chris on my platform. Little diva can't come here. I don't bring garbage on my platform. We're in the YouTube mansions, honey. He is totally beneath us. And I will not ever be a disservice to 26,700 supporters of Lady Luck Club, bringing on an inveterate liar who went to law school, who is allowing someone to go rogue in his community and violate the law. Why would I want that garbage on my channel? I'm not sitting here taking bait from anyone. The cult leader can handpick his YouTubers and send out his information to them. Question would be, why not just release your information or your documentation if you have it? You don't need my commentary or my videos to release. It's more of you waiting for a response, and I'm not giving you that. That's not how this works with me. Because it will come down to the end. At the end of the day, it'll just come down to whether or not you want to follow the law. There's no negotiation with that, people. When you go to court, the judge will not care about how you feel. They will not care about you being an advocate. They will not give two shits about what you're trying to do for anybody in a community. Illegal seizures and illegal evictions are what they are. Illegal. Bottom line. And if you're not willing to follow the law, then there's a consequence that must be paid for that. There's a consequence to endure. Do I want to see anyone get hurt? No. And that's on any side, whether it be the residents or the cult leader. But if the cult leader wants to knuck if he bucks and go and kick someone's door in, knowing he's not an officer of the court, you're not a Cook County sheriff. You're not. And the law states that you must to process and to actually execute an eviction. And then that resident or the tenant decides to pull out something and pop you one time. And you end up getting hurt. Then you'll be hurt and wondering what the hell just happened to you. But that tenant or homeowner would be within the right to defend their property and their territory. That's like letting anyone who wants to just come and break and enter into my home to just come in and do it under the guise of being an advocate. See, when you don't, and the Bible even speaks to this, if you want to go down a spiritual path here, thou art to obey the laws of the land. We don't pick and choose the scriptures to weaponize to fit our moot point. You're either going to accept all of the Bible or none of it at all. That's the whole thing about being hot and cold, no gray in between. That's how that works. So you can't just behave lawlessly and not expect consequence. So if that cult leader wants to continue to do what he's doing, to go down that dangerous path where he's going to start suffering some legal consequences for his actions, at this point, let him. My information that I'm giving to you all today is for those people who are residents to be empowered to know what to do, to know your options. I don't make this content to try to change the mind of a cult leader or cult followers that are brainwashed. I don't do it. I can literally report on an entire cult and still not sit and put up information as if I'm trying to change their mind. We've been talking about a cult. It's carbonation with Eligio Bishop. I'm going to be doing another video today as well on him. Yep, we've been reporting on a cult. We're gonna go through all. It's a whole lot of series on Hood Horrors channel. I'm gonna go through that, and so you all can see what a cult looks like. Hopefully, to avoid it. But I don't do those videos thinking that I'm gonna change the mind of a cult member or cult leader either. I understand and respect the idea and the concept that you can't change people's minds. Don't do that. Don't live your life trying to change how they think. It'll be a waste of time and energy. But as far as the lawlessness, the illegal evictions, the illegal seizure of property, there are legal recourses for that. I don't care how a cult leader takes that or feels about it. He's not above reproach. He's not above the law. And that is something that obviously he wants to learn the hard way. I hope you all understand that. Okay? So let him say whatever he says about me. I don't care. I'm in the YouTube mansions. I literally don't have to say his name at all. that's how much of a little speck he is. I don't even have to say his name. Look at God. It's just insignificant. Insignificant. But it's not going to stop me from putting out the information. So, thank you all so much for letting me get that off my chest. Also, I did get your email, Conscience, and I do appreciate it. And I do hope that there will be a mutual understanding. I don't have a problem with that. If I'm to show you all that I am taking my platform seriously and that I do care about people, I want you all to understand you don't have to sit and just be angry or upset or to be mad at someone or to have hostility or tension towards someone or ill will towards someone forever. When it comes to the cult leader, I simply don't. At this point, I don't care. So I feel nothing one way or the other with him. I'm disgusted at his behavior, but I see where that's going to lead him. But he has to be the one to change that. That's not for me to persuade him to do. But it's not going to stop anybody from taking legal recourse or legal action if he continues to behave lawlessly. He's not above the law, period. So it's just, it is what it is. And that's kind of my motto. And I want you guys to, you know, at the very least, no one has to like anyone, right? I'm not going to ever command or demand anything like that from anybody here. You guys have the freedom to speak here. This is a safe space, a safe platform. I want, if you don't want to speak about that person, you don't have to. No one should be coming on here asking you what you think about this and that when it comes in the individual. It just, because it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter, right? And I think to me, that was what I was dealt with. What do I think about this person versus this person? I don't want to be forced to have to choose anything. I've already stated my regret when meeting this cult leader and interacting with him. I see his actions and his pattern of behavior. It is absolutely dangerous. It's lawless. It's rebellious. And I don't want any affiliation with it. He can talk about me until God returns. Good luck to that. But it does not mean that I'm not going to continue to do my content and just hope and pray that God blesses this channel and allows it to grow. You guys are always welcome, to donate if you can to my Cash App, to Zelle. Like I said, I do want to set a goal every day for $25. And that goes towards the Xfinity, the StreamYard. I gotta have power, things to take care of the house so that I can continue to put out great content. And yes, hopefully at some point, I enjoy doing this recording and research. And, I would love for this to become something I can do full time. YouTube does not care if you make money on here. The only thing they probably will suggest is that you make sure you report it to the IRS, but they don't care if you make money on here. They don't care if you have, agreements with companies for product promotions or anything like that. Speaking of that, you guys know I've partnered up with Dr. Squatch with soap and body wash and toothpaste, all kinds of great products. Make sure you check out Dr. Squatch and the products that will be tagged in this video. If you would like to purchase through the tag, please know up front, I will get a certain percentage of commission from that sale. Just have to disclose that for full transparency. I'm working on another partnership, waiting on Thrive Life to do something or respond. Um, Typically, they'll send out products and then you unbox it, taste it, make videos to kind of almost advertise it. But I haven't received the products yet, so I just hope you guys can support that. Shout out to all the supporters, all of my mods, and all of you, and to other great content creators that might be in the chat. If you are, please leave your link so that people can see your channel and go and support you, because like I said, there's over 1 billion users on YouTube. How dare I box myself in to one sector of YouTube? There's a big world out there, people. So hopefully I can do my part by enhancing the community and helping to support other content creators. So you guys make sure you go check out all the content creators that's here. Please put your links in the chat. So I have my neutrality and made my peace with conscience, and if she wants to come in and engage in the chat, because we're growing and we're going to elevate and move forward. And that's that. I don't want to carry my platform. I will have some integrity and dignity with it, but we got to consider what's right and wrong here. Breaking laws is worse than some squabble or beef with content creators that at the end of the day it gets annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. It gets annoying, and I don't want any of you to feel limited or to feel you're forced to do anything. That's just for me, and hopefully you all can see that I have to be willing to be mature and to grow beyond the nonsense. I will not support anyone breaking the law. I won't support my own children doing that. That's not being a loving mother. If I knew my kids were out here breaking the law, breaking and entering, taking property, having people evicted, and I know that they're not an officer of the court, I would call the police on them myself so they can understand this is not how we do. And I don't raise my children to think that they are above the law. I can only hope and pray as they get older that they have some level of humility and respect for others. But when your right starts to infringe upon the rights of others, I have a problem with that. So that's the only reason why I'm doing this video. It's because there's some rights are being infringed upon by from Mr. Hasan, towards Mr. Hasan from the cult leader. And he needs to stop. You're breaking the law. You can report on finances and all that other nonsense with Little Diva. I don't care about any of that. I care about what you're doing that is infringing upon others' rights. That's what I care about, because I do care about the people there. All right. So got that out the way with conscience. Thank you so much for reaching out to me as well. I sent LNC an email about the federal lawsuit that Mr. Hasan has against the city of Harvey and Little Diva. So it's just part of the case as well. Let's see. Let's speak to you all. I'm taking my time. Y'all mind taking my time in my live today? Y'all good? I hope y'all not in a hurry, because I'm not. I'm not gonna put my camera on because I'm simply exhausted, y'all. This because I just I don't want to. So hopefully it's okay. Keep my camera on. Hey Robin Becker, what's going on? Saint, Oh man, thank you so much for being in and tuning in. Thank you also so much for holding it down. Hey, Carolyn Cruz. Listen, I want to apologize, and I think I've done this in the comment to you because I'm just not getting to comments here. Um, I was on Minions live the other night, and we were watching the cult leader breaking in her, and I think there was something said about her being reported to the FBI. I know I would not advocate anyone to do that. If you file a claim or a complaint with the FBI, it needs to be legit. Not because someone said something you didn't like. I would never promote that. And I hope that that was not taken as me saying to report. I said report him to the FBI, meaning the cult leader, but not to you, Carolyn. So I think I've spoken to you in comments, but do not report Carolyn Cruz to the FBI. You won't have a valid reason to do it, and we don't send frivolous complaints to the FBI. That just pisses them off, and it's certainly it puts people on edge. It's a threat to them, and it's unnecessary. Now, with how anyone else handles their channel and their platforms, I will not control or dictate that. But over here, I will never advocate for someone to just file a complaint because somebody said something they didn't like. That's not how that works. Okay? Not how that works. You're going to file an FBI complaint, file a legitimate complaint with supporting evidence and documentation so that they take the complaint seriously. And then hopefully they will investigate it and then, move forward with it. But not just because someone said something you didn't like. That's no, don't do that. So if it came off that way, my apologies to you, Carolyn Cruz. No, I would never advocate for that. And I'm saying now, if you do get a complaint filed against you, send it to me and I'll help you fight it. I know you have attorneys. I'm not an attorney, but I would definitely help you fight that as well because that would just be unnecessary. All right. So hope you're doing well. Um, Saint, what's going on, Saint? Everybody speaking to everybody. Laura, what's going on? Where's my ace here on StreamYard? So I try not to have comments removed, but if it gets dumb, we'll remove the comment. And if you continue to get dumb, I will block you because the information that I have can be Googled. It's a Google search. It's not something that I have to come up with the top of my head. It's not about my opinion. It is about facts and law. All right. So we made it to the weekend. I know, right? Tina, what's going on? How you doing? You feeling all right? We're praying for you. Everybody speaking to everybody. Yeah, I'm late in the comments. Let's just kind of go down. Let's see. Come in, get a drink, settle well, and see. We'll be rolling out the facts. Yes. You ready? You ready? I'm on CP time. Yeah, I'm sorry for being late as well. I was trying to fix some food up, but just my apologies to you. I don't like being late. Oh man, I have been watching stuff on Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah, he's another con artist, I guess. It's just my opinion on him. Let's say LLC been running intended for directions, taking care of our boys. Yes, between work and the kids, it's a whole. My oldest son is working. My youngest son is chilling as at home, but I still have to work during the week. So I took today off and Monday off so that I can just chill out. Um, I hope y'all can't hear the exhaustion in my voice. That man's a whole fruitcake. She has to drive them to school, working their days. Yeah, I have to drive my oldest son on works between I think like what 9 and 12, 9 and 1, something like that. So I have to drop him off and then go back and pick him up. We're trying to really get him to learn how to drive so he can drive himself. We already have a car for him. Parents don't have to be together to co-parent well. Um, there are many times where I want to call their father many names, but it's their dad, and they do have their father in their life. Thank God. But We do have a vehicle ready for our oldest son. We just want him to drive, and I think he's a little, a little shy, but hopefully we're getting there. Hopefully he gets to a point where he's ready, and he'll have a car already. He already has a car waiting for him, so he can drive himself. Just the path towards independence. I don't want my children sitting here thinking they can live with me at the age of 38 years old. See, I need you to be independent, have some goals, be focused, and be ready to be on your own. It's not going to be right away, but once they get to that level of independence where they're fully able to take the wheel and, you know, actually just take the wheel and drive, and they're able to go out and live on their own and be responsible, pay bills, get a job, do all those things. Once they move out, I want them to be able to stay out on their own. Um, Things will happen. Like I tell my kids, I've been unemployed, I've been laid off, but it's all about the wisdom you have when it comes to your money and saving. And you know, I think the golden rule is to save up at least 3 months of bills. Save up 3 months of bills in case you get laid off. It might take 90 days to get a job. It might not take that long. It might take longer. Who knows? But that's kind of the golden rule, right? So those are the things that I'm teaching my kids. I'm always teaching them, just be a little bit more responsible and stuff like that. So let's see. Hold on one second. I gotta do this quite quick because bear with me 1 minute. But that's what I'm teaching my kids. I don't teach them, that I'm gonna sit here and support them in their criminality. No, don't do that. We have laws for a reason. It maintains order. The devil's objective is to kill, steal, and destroy, create chaos and confusion. Let's not help the devil along, please. He does not need our help. But the devil doesn't care who he chooses to use to perpetuate his goal. So that's why I say, when my kids, you know, right now, I mean, I'm teaching them even now about responsibility. But when they're out there, I want them to understand you can't just do what you want to do and think that, you know, um, people are going to just, I'm not going to support your wrongdoing. I'm going to still love you. It's not going to stop me from loving my children, but I'm just not going to support the wrongdoing. That makes sense. No, we're not going to do that. So, let's see. That's how you end up with 38-year-olds sitting here still breaking laws and stuff and trying to justify it. There's no justification for it. Just stop breaking the law. Thank you so much, Madel. Thank you for the cash out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, that's a blessing to me. Thank you so much. Hey, we hit our goal for $25 for today. But you guys, hey, feel free if you would like to donate. You can to Cash App, to Zelle, Supers. For me, it doesn't matter. It's just I bless God for the donation either way. Thank you so much, Madel, for that. So we did hit our goal already. Yay! It's amazing. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do a couple things as well while we're gonna get to it in a minute. We are gonna get to it in a minute. Okay. Well, that's that. All right. So what I'm gonna do is share my screen. I'm gonna get through the rest of you all's comments, and then we're gonna go into this video here. Hey, yes, because it must be done. So yeah, as you all can see, this is my thumbnail, right? For a reason. Hold on a second. If you all can see that, I'm gonna make myself small. Let's get down to the bottom. All right. Hey Lord, thank you for asking. Everybody speaking to everybody. Everybody happy. Okay, cool. Everybody doing all right? Dr. Umar. Ugh. Can't be serious. What's going on? Kathy Fields, how you doing? Are Hasan documents verified and authenticated via the courts? I am going to show. I am going to show. I'm going to go over some definitions so that you guys can understand exactly what we're looking at and what the post photo that I put up was about. It's called a Plat vacation. And so I think people seeing the word public, thinking that it's still belonging to the public, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that. And I did pull up the definition, so we're going to go over that information. And then I'll try to answer any questions that you guys still may have. And if I don't get the chance to get to your questions, my Dale up in here in the house, welcome. Laura's here, Saint. Is Candia here? Candia. I have some great mods, you all. They will always email me and let me know, hey, so and so, I had a question, or left a comment, wanted to see if you saw it. That way I can still engage with you all. Yeah, after 4 years now on YouTube, I still engage with comments. I do. I still try to respond to comments because I started out doing that. So I want to be able to continue to do that and just kind of, stay in tune with the supporters here in the LLC. You guys always know you can email me at ladyluckclubllc@yahoo.com. And go from there. So that way we can always have some sort of line of communication. I never want to get to the point where I can't still be in tune with the LLC supporters. Even if I have 100,000 supporters here, I still want to always maintain that, that accessibility and to be able to reach out to you all and have a good time. So consider becoming a member as well, y'all. We have fun in our members only live. Oh, yes, we do. We have fun. We really let loose. We really let loose up in there. Pissy Chrissy is disgusting. He is. I will never have him on my platform. We're in the YouTube mansions, not the gutter. Tina said there admitted in an interview with Trina last night he conducted illegal evictions. He speaks openly about his illegal activities. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the fact that he wants to act so lawlessly and rebelliously, it's only hurting him. It's not hurt. Well, it hurts the other person too. It hurts the tenants or the property or landowners. It's hurting Mr. Hasan. It hurts other people. If you care about people, you wouldn't do anything to hurt them and put them in danger or perpetuate this nonsense. You're giving this impression that it's okay to just kick someone's door in and you're not an officer of the court. I don't care how they used to do anything back in any old days. They had laws then too. But now we have laws in place. So either you're going to obey the laws of the land according to the word of God, or you can keep twisting up scripture and twisting up laws, but you'll face a judge one day, and that judge won't care about your thoughts on anything. They don't care in a court of law. That stuff does not fly in court. So you can say what you want on YouTube, but then, you have to consider the message that you're sending out, right? I have to be responsible as a content creator, having the platform that I have. God didn't bless me to get to this point to have over 26,000 supporters with me acting reckless. I have to be careful in what I say here. That's why I pull up information, because I don't want anyone walking away thinking it's okay to kick in a door. No, it's not. If you're not an officer of the court, you don't have an order from the court or writ of eviction, there's a whole legal process that's in place in the state of Illinois. So if you don't follow the law, then you're giving off this impression that any grown man can just go kick in somebody's door and take their property because that's what they want to do. But they're going to go to jail trying to do some nonsense like that. It's so crazy. How do you explain breaking the law? You can't. Not to us. You can try to explain it to a judge, but then when they tell your ass, okay, well, you're going to sit in jail for the next 3 years, then that's what you deserve. Bottom line. My godmother's a federal judge, so things like that, I don't play with that. Like I don't care about none of that stuff. He trying to justify. Let the cult leader say whatever he wants to say. It doesn't fly in court, and people have to team up, pair up, do what you need to do, take his ass to court, and be done with it. If he's not going to stop on his own, then take his ass to court. I don't want to see anyone else get hurt. Really, it would be so for his protection as well. Because what if he catches the right one on the wrong day? Like I said, and they pull out a weapon. They put a hole in his ass. Then what? That would not have been worth it. You're quoting weird scriptures to try to justify doing illegal activity. No, God doesn't honor any of that. Being rebellious and disobedient to the laws and to the word of God, God doesn't honor that crap. And it's almost blasphemous to try to twist up and manipulate the word of God to sit here to fit a moot point. The judge won't care, God won't care. So that's it. What we think is irrelevant. That's why I say we can talk to until we're blue in the face. It won't matter. If he continues to do that, he's gonna have some legal consequences to suffer. That's how that works. It's so just people stop tiptoeing around him. If you're gonna engage him, don't tiptoe around him. Just tell the truth and let it be what it is. And listen, all that fluff explanation, all that fluff around it is irrelevant. It's not an excuse. It's not a defense that you will be able to use in the court of law. I watched that live, Lord. I had to leave while I was exactly. I didn't, I caught parts of it after the fact. Because I know got a Laura, I think you reached out to me and said, hey, this live is going on over here. And I'm like, okay, well, Ryan was doing something. And then I think that was going on at the same time. I don't know how that started, but I just heard parts of that. Of course, I was told my name get called out. You're just gonna call my name out till Jesus gets back. I don't really care. The insults is childish. I don't engage in that nonsense. I don't even have to say his name on my platform. That's don't come for the queen. The name calling and all of that, who cares? If that's all you're doing, okay. Who cares? He's gonna call names because he doesn't want to accept laws. Like you calling me a name because you don't like the law. Who cares? You follow the law. You don't want to accept the law and you want to change it. Go run for Congress. Ridiculous. Trina, yes, he is in litigation right now. Tina, yes, he is in litigation right now with Shay and Late Night Crew. Yes, Mr. Hasan is also in litigation with Christopher Clark and the city of Harvey. So I'm going to pull that up as well. I want to make sure we get to this video. Yeah, I'm taking my time. Hey, GB, how you doing? I'm just greeting everybody. Y'all greet everybody. Say hello to everybody. Even if you say hi and that's all you say, that's all it takes. Hey, guys. Hey, Donna. I'm just trying to go through the ones I haven't talked to yet. Hey, Enrique, how you doing? Y'all see how this is flowing. Let's see. How you doing? Hey, Status, how you doing? So many of y'all in the house, 41 people watching. Please make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's keep this video up in the algorithm so that the people of Harvey can have this information and be able to take legal recourse if they need to, because I know that they're sick of having their doors kicked in by people who are not officers of the court. You're just being thugs and bullies, and it's stupid. The devil wants to guide us all there. Yeah, the devil is a liar too. Let's see. Everybody speaking to everybody. Happy birthday, Enrique. I shouted you out last night, Saint. But she has you blocked? Oh, that sucks. Thank you, Donna, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. My deal gave $30 cash app. The goal was reached. But as always, you guys, if you would like to continue to donate, I appreciate it. We are still trying to maintain our goal of hitting 50,000 supporters by July 31st. Yeah, it's a tall order, but I have big dreams. So we have that there. So make sure you guys are sharing the content and subscribing and consider becoming a member. We're gonna do a members only live tomorrow. That way you guys can kind of speak more um of what's on your mind and secluded, and y'all know I don't play about my members only live videos getting out there because it violates YouTube guidelines. I don't play about that. I don't go and record anybody else's members only lives. I don't want anyone doing that with me. Plus, you're hurting my members only um, opportunities. Don't let's not do that. That's why I tell people if you get a verbal response out of me, that's all you should want to hope for. I have to go beyond that. It's not going to be pretty. And no, you won't see it coming. The right hand should not always know what the left hand is doing. Let me just put it like that. I did learn a thing or two from my godmother. Now, don't always tell people what you're doing. Just do it. There you go. No, ma'am, nothing further. Gotcha. Happy birthday to Enrique. Ooh, we gonna. Is it today? Is your birthday today or was it yesterday? Am I getting it confused? I was going to say who would file a complaint against Carolyn for having an opinion. Yeah, I think that was a huge misunderstanding. And I made a comment to file a complaint against him, and then people took that thinking that I was saying it about her. No, no, do not file a complaint against Carolyn or any of my support. You want to file something against my supporters, you better let me know what the hell going on. And if it's not validated or warranted, I will have your back. I'm just, and I just don't do something frivolous like that. The FBI won't like it. What's going on, Tina P? How you doing? We're praying for you, honey. If you need our help or anything, let us know. Okay. You're working and lurking. Thank you so much, y'all. Tina P is fantastic with helping me get court documents that I might not be able to grab right away for free. It's a blessing. She can get, some of those lawsuits and complaints and stuff that might be like in Pacer that I might not be able to retrieve. And always a blessing. Always willing to get that over to me or um, any other documentation with the court that I can't get my hands on. Actually, I would love to get Mr. Hasan's full federal lawsuit. I have parts of it, so I'll be able to give you the case number. I would love to get at least his amended complaint and his exhibits that he filed against the city of Harvey and Lil Chris, and we can go over that. That would be a good one to go over. And then I'll send a copy over to LNC as well. He's got some things he's got going on in the background, and he's calling for content creators to help to kind of crack down on this stuff before somebody gets really hurt. And I'm all in. This is part of the maturity of being able to put anything aside and let's try to reach and work towards a common goal here, so that people of Harvey can be safe. No one should have to fear going outside. Because you got a protection order against someone and they standing in your front yard. That is absolutely absurd. Let's see. So, if you can, Tina P, let me know, and if I have to pay you for it, I will. For the court file for the amended complaint. Let me see. I'll put in the case number. This is American Kitchen Delights Inc. versus City of Harvey and Christopher Clark. And this is the case number. So if you can get the amended complaint and exhibits for me, email it to me, and just let me know if it's a charge. I'll pay you for it. I think we all want to see that. That'd be a good case to go over. Oh man, okay. I want to make sure I keep going. Enrique's got a birthday today. Oh, should we play the birthday song? Got the $5 super chat, $30 cash out from my Dale. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a $25 daily goal I have here. So I appreciate you all so much for the support. I really do. Yes, we get turned up in members only. Oh yeah, we have fun there. We have fun. I'm just kind of going through, putting up comments. Let's see here. Hey James Thickfin, how you doing? Happy Friday, everyone. Please don't kick my door in. I know, right? Let's not do that. Oh boy. Oh man. Uh did I get everybody? I got 10. Okay. And I just posted the case number. Tina P, if you can. If you can. Let me know if you can't. Status unless it's not trying to read it. All right. Y'all ready to see this video? We're gonna start off with that. I'm gonna try to put a one in the chat. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna play parts of it. Put a one in the chat if you can see and hear. Let's get to it.
Again, he is the force that Harvey City Hall is using against the citizens. I live in Harvey. I am a citizen of Harvey. I want good for Harvey.
So it sounds like you're saying it's about land. It's almost like they want control of land. They're trying to intimidate and force people off.
That is what it looks like, but I don't know right now what is going on behind. That is what I'm assuming. That the Dailies Group is involved, the University of Chicago is involved, somebody is involved at some level.
Right.
I don't want to throw a stone in the mud and have it splash at me. So I have been very quiet about this thing, taking the hits from all sides. From Jedediah, his gangsters beating me up, just going to police, filing the police report. Whatever I can do legally, I have been doing it. I have never come on FaceTime to reveal all of this that's happened. But enough is enough. It's time has come where I have to open up and let the people know what the real crime is going on. Jedediah is nothing but a user. He's using you to get what he wants. Tell me one thing Jedediah has achieved for you besides big talk. Now, he wants one of my buildings.
That's what I was going to ask you about. We had questions about that. Well, for my first question, and I know some other people were wondering as well.
Didn't he try to take possession of the other property that had the cars on it and then had to turn around and help the people go back or get back on the property? Help me understand that. I told y'all I'm not reporting on everything in Harvey. I'm only reporting on stuff like this. This is a matter of legality here. I'm not reporting on the finances, or I don't know who kept saying a name in what you call this live stream from last night. The lady that was online, what's her name? She's an elected official. What's her name? They had cars towed from the property. Didn't they have to return that? I mean, it's exactly. This is why I call it a cult, because it's getting to a point where, and I can look up the definition of the word cult if people find that offensive. I don't know why, but I call it a cult. It is what it is. Because when you're telling people what they should and should not see, and you're trying to alter perception and reality, we know what we're reading, we know what we're seeing, and we know what we're hearing. And if it's a matter of not having documentation, that stuff can be Googled. We have information at our fingertips, and no one wants to take the time to look up the eviction process in the state of Illinois regarding the law. Seriously? Like, it makes no sense. So this is about getting to the bottom line. Thanks, Shara. Thanks for the Saint for the link as well. This is Ryan's YouTube channel. You guys make sure you check it out, because we're not gonna watch the whole video. So you guys make sure you go on Ryan's YouTube channel and check out this video here that we're checking out. I'm only playing this portion here because I want you all to see what happens with the encounter with the police. All right. So I am going to ask that you keep it respectful in my chat. Not going to, let's think beyond the age of 10. We can have mature conversation, even if you disagree, but keep it respectful. That's all I ask. So he had to return those cars. You're not an officer of the court. You're not a Cook County sheriff. You have no legal authority to evict anyone for any reason at all because laws are laws and no one is above them.
What happened with, we heard last night he said he knocked down some fence?
Yeah, yesterday he came. There was one city block. We have
Chappelle
to.
Hooks.
What
That's her
happened
name.
is after 9/11, we have to do a whole fence area because this is a food company, and we have to do food defense. That means we cannot have terrorists coming in and doing things that will do damage to the food from which the public can get hurt. So we decided we had a 6-foot fence to increase the fence higher so nobody can jump in to protect the public. Okay. So when we did all of this, yes. All right, they're going to check it if it's expired. Okay, we're gonna make him get off your property. Okay.
You heard that? We're going to make him get off your property.
And this is the big drawings, and here's the copy of the drawings that clearly shows this property is owned by me,
Vacation.
which is
I'm going to pause it right there so you all can see that. Y'all heard the officer walk up and say, "Here you go. We're going to make him get off of your property." Did y'all hear that? Now, do we or do we not respect the law and when police officers are actually enforcing the law? We can't have it both ways. We either want police officers that are actually enforcing laws or we want them to be lawless and corrupt. Which one you want? Because what I just heard is this police officer say, "We're going to make sure he gets off your property." Let me go back.
real crime is going on. Jataya is nothing but a user is using you to get what he wants. Tell me one thing Jataya has achieved for you besides big talk. Now he wants one of my buildings.
That's what I was going to ask you about. We had questions about that. Well, for my first question, and I know some other people were wondering as well, what happened with, we heard last night he said he knocked down some fence?
Yeah, yesterday he came. There was one city block. We have to. What happened is after 9/11, we have to do a whole fence area because this is a food company, and we have to do food defense. That means we cannot have terrorists coming in and doing things that will do damage to the food from which the public can get hurt. So we decided we had a 6-foot fence to increase the fence higher so nobody can jump in to protect the public. Okay. So when we did all of this, yes. All right, they're going to check it if it's expired. Okay, we're gonna make him get off your property. Okay. Yep. Yeah. And this is the big drawings, and here's the copy of the drawings that clearly shows this property is owned by me, which is.
So you all heard that. We want to make sure he gets off your property. I wanted to show that again because we're not in some alternate reality where some cult leader wants us to be. We know what we're seeing. We know what we're hearing. We know what we're reading. I'm about to go over that now, Kathy Fields. What you're looking at is a document called the Plat Vacation. And I Googled it because you can just Google Plat Vacation. So let's get to that. What is a Plat Vacation? This is all I Googled. What is a Plat Vacation in Illinois? A Plat Vacation in Illinois refers to a legal document that allows for the vacating of a right-of-way or property, typically for public use or development. It is governed by state statutes and local ordinances, which outline the process for obtaining approval for such vacations. The owner of the property must comply with specific requirements, including submitting documentation and possibly undergoing a public hearing. The plat must conform to the official plan of the municipality, and the owner may need to provide compensation to adjacent property owners. Now, here is the state law, state statute in Illinois regarding vacating of streets and alleys. So, with a plat of vacation, basically what that means is that the city of Harvey, the local municipality, has decided to give up ownership or control of what's known as those right of way, which is public accessible areas such as alleys and sidewalks, and to give them to the owner of the property that is adjacent to the right of way. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So what's happened is the property that was owned by the city, considered right of way, that's your sidewalks, your alleys. Let's see, it was a whole list I had up. Trying to make sure I have, because I want you guys to fully understand this. Hold on one second. I'm trying to pull up something that'll be simpler to understand. It can be sidewalks, alleys, I'm looking at the municipal code here. Parts of a street or alley, sidewalks, and I'm just reading it here. And you guys can always read as well. You can always, it just says street or alley in the state statute here. And that's what he has in his hand. It says alleys and streets. So the city of Harvey, once upon a time, had ownership of it. He had to file an application to get, which is an application for a plat of vacation, to become the owner of it. And the city of Harvey, they go to court, and the city of Harvey agreed to give that ownership or control of the streets and alleys that is on the application for the plat of vacation to Mr. Hasan, because he owns property adjacent to those streets and alleys. Right away, it also includes like sidewalks and little embankments and stuff like that. Each of those pieces of land, let's say we're talking about a sidewalk here, and we're talking about, just hypothetically, a 2x2 lot. It has its own individual PIN, the property index number. So when you're applying for it and you're asking, hey, I have a business, I have this property, and it stretches out across one block. There's a sidewalk next to my property. I want to see if I can become owner, or at least have control of that sidewalk since it's adjacent to my property. So he would file an application. The city of Harvey could file a joining application as well to transfer that ownership or control over to Mr. Hasan to say, okay, fine, we're not really using it. Maybe it was an empty parking lot. He turned it into a business and he wants a sidewalk as well. that would be considered part of his private property now. They would go through court. The judge would grant that. He would become the rightful owner of it. That is what you're seeing in this video. This is what he's showing. And as you can see, the city signed on it. They agreed to it. They went to court. And he owns it. He has control of it. This does not mean that it belongs to the public. It's just the public accessible areas that he's showing he has proof of. That he has some ownership or control of. The police officer would not have came back, gave him the document, and then told him, we're going to make him leave your property if he did not have ownership of it either. And all they're getting is some understanding here. It takes a certain level of just logic too, and seeing what's going on to know at the very least the police officer, if they want to all be corrupt and they fall under the thumb of Lil Diva, that police officer would not have told Mr. Hasan, we're going to make sure he leaves your property. So obviously this documentation at least has some level of validity and shows proof that this property is private property that Mr. Hasan owns. Otherwise, what incentive would the police officer have had to force the cult leader to leave his property? Especially when we all know Harvey police is under the control of Lil Diva. That man is not going to risk his job or anything. He probably doesn't even care about Lil Diva either way. He's just doing the right thing. That's what he's doing. He's doing the right thing. I mean, the worst that can happen is he retaliated against, but then that would be horrible because then he'll sue everybody and that would be it. And the judge would side with the police officer. He followed the law. He did the right thing. Don't sit here and allow your judgment of someone based on what a cult leader has told you to override your understanding of the law and logic. And this is a whole state law here. Yeah, I don't write laws. I just read them. Does that make sense? Can you all hear me? It says my browser has lost connection. I don't know why. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Thank you, Laura. Oh, Laura says happy birthday, Enrique. Thank you so much. So I don't write the laws, y'all. We're just reading them. What about the DOT and utility company for the Plat Vacation? So what happens is, when a utility company wants to come in and they want to install wiring, they have to allow that to happen. That's part of the law. So if the power company wants to come in and install some wiring for electricity, and it just so happened to be on part of the land that Mr. Hasan has ownership of, but it's still considered a publicly accessible area, he can say that's private property though. But knowing that this Plat of Vacation doesn't change the concept of it still being considered a right of way, he would have to allow the utility company to install wiring. That's part of that agreement. And it is part of the law itself. He can challenge it, but personally, unless it's going to infringe more into my private property, if the utility company comes in and they want to install electric, some electric pole or something like that, and it does not disrupt my private property beyond the plat itself, beyond that right of way, I wouldn't fight it. But if it does, then that might be a different conversation. But he would have to allow that to happen. Does that make sense? And that's what the law cites here. There are contingencies on it being, Damaged. When property is damaged by the vacation or closing of any street or alley, the damage shall be ascertained and paid as provided by law. Um, it even has some exceptions to the law here. It's section 11-91-2. Except in cases where the deed or other instrument dedicating a street or alley or part thereof has expressly provided for a specific devolution of title thereto upon the abandonment of vacation thereof, whenever any street or alley or any part thereof is vacated under or by virtue of any ordinance or of any municipality, the title to the land included within the street or alley or part thereof so vacated vests in the then owners of the land abutting thereon in the same proportion and to the same extent. Y'all, lots of legalese. They go they go out their way to say basically, um, this goes back to the fee here as things right and has through the fee of the street or alley have been acquired by the owners as a part of the land abutting on the street or alley. Okay, so what they're doing is referencing part of this here from chapter 24, paragraph 11-91-2. This is just an exception for what they're citing here in the law itself. So it's like saying all of this is applicable except in this case here. So when you're reading the law up here, you need to come down and make sure you read, okay, are there any exceptions in this, in the language in this part here, in the main body of the law itself? What would be the exceptions? So the exceptions would be at the bottom. And this is an exception, except in these cases, and then it goes through all of the exceptions here. And then there's a source. There you go. So he will still have to allow the city to install utilities, to be inspected, maintained, those types of things. Whatever the agreement is from the application that is approved on in court, he would have to do that. So let me show you all. I have some satisfaction of assignment of lease and rents and mortgages. So you all can see what he has. Highlight this. This is a satisfaction of assignment of leases and rents. This loan was purged out for valuable consideration received, the receipt and sufficiency of which is hereby acknowledged. The undersigned, Old National Bank, does hereby certify that a certain assignment of leases and rent by American Kitchen Delights, Inc., collectively the borrower, is hereby paid in full and released and satisfied. So he's paid off the loan for that property. And I'm going to show you at the bottom. This exhibit A here gives the descriptions of the lots. So the loan that he was paying on towards to the bank has been satisfied. And you see here the property addresses. The original lender being Old National Bank. And then I guess they merged with First Midwest Bank. I don't know any of the banks up there. But dated August 5th, 2015, recorded August 31. And then of course they have an instrument number here. This was 2.6 million loan secured. Property address 15334 Cooper Avenue, Harvey, Illinois. 235 West 154th Place, Harvey, Illinois. 15201 Dixie Highway, Harvey, Illinois. 15320 Cooper Avenue, Harvey, Illinois. This is where they were here in this video. They were at the 15320, that 15320 Cooper Avenue, Harvey, Illinois, for American Kitchen Delights. This is the property that they want. So this is what The Plat of Vacation is saying, hey, even if you come on my sidewalk, I can still consider that private property because I applied for ownership of it. City of Harvey agreed to give it to me. The end. Get off my property. Just so you all can see that. It's not owned by any bank. He has the Plat of Vacation. He owns it. He paid it off. And there are a ton of addresses on here. So 153, I don't have no idea where all these properties are, like what buildings they're referring to. I'm just giving you all showing you all the addresses. I got this off of the Cook County website under deeds. Shout out to Ryan. He told me where to go to get that information. So that's where I got this information from. There are a whole lot more documents there. If you go under American Kitchen Delights Inc., the company that Mr. Hasan owns, there are tons of other documents. I just pulled up 4 so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what he does have ownership of, and including what the Plat of Vacation pertains to. In the descriptions for the exhibit, it gives a thorough breakdown of all the pins that the city of Harvey has given to him as ownership through that Plat of Vacation. So you guys can have a great time going on their website and look up all those documents. I only pulled up 4. So you guys see the address is also listed up here. They have a Hoyne Avenue, Hoyne. Lots of God. Then they have the tax ID numbers. So you have all of that there. Then they have the legal description attached, signed, notarized, and then the exhibit legal description. See, here is when they get into the lots. Lots 9 and 10 in block 4, and syndicate added addition to Harvey, a subdivision of lot 1 of the subdivision of that part lying east of Vincennes Road. Like, it's a whole lot of information here. I'm gonna just scroll through it. You guys can pause this video and read it. What you would have to do is have the blueprint to compare where each of these lots are. Now, unless you are a surveyor, I'm not. You might get confused. But it gives a description of the lots that he does own. So when he's saying you're on private property, he's not lying. These are things that I would think that the cult members' investigative team would look up. And they're not doing that. It's baffling to me. I don't have to speak on the money. I don't have to speak on, Lil Diva. None of that is irrelevant. It's all irrelevant when it comes down to Mr. Hasan's property. And someone thinking that they can just illegally seize and take it. It's irrelevant. We're simply talking about a matter of law here. And his ownership of property and right-of-ways that the city gave to him. It's that straightforward. You don't need all the fluff. I don't need to read 13 scriptures. Just the information here. There are more documents, James. Yeah, I know. There are more documents here. I only pulled up 4, but there are so many more on the website. Happy birthday, Enrique. Enjoy your day. Walk your dog. Good doggy. Hey, Truth, how you doing? So, do you know when the Plat of Vacation was approved and was there a cost? Let's see. Because what he has in his hand, I mean, it has a signature at the bottom. That's a document I still couldn't get offline. But Hopefully, you know what I'll try to do is ask Ryan to, next time he sees Mr. Hasan, to actually take a photo and do a PDF, but it's signed at the bottom here. Can I scroll in? It won't let me zoom in. It won't let me zoom in. But if you look at the bottom there, it is signed. The application should be on file with the county. Was it Cook County website for deeds? This document here should be online. And yes, there were court hearings. I did see that. I saw the court hearings, and part of what we're reading here um is just information that is on file with the county clerk. These documents are on file with the county clerk. So they have to go to court is part of what I'm saying here. This legal description, this has to be on file with the county clerk, and they have to go to court to get the approval for the plat of vacation application. So that stuff would be on the um, Cook County website under deeds. So here's another document here. This is part 2, satisfaction of mortgage. And then once again, shows mortgage has been paid off for the property of American Kitchen Delights. And of course, the property addresses here and the tax IDs. You see the legal descriptions. That is the notary exhibit A. And then you can, court documents are public documents as well. So you can go on that'd be Circuit Court of Cook County under real estate. I think that would be the case type under real estate, and then pull up his case. You can pull up his case, and it should have, the court documents should be there. They're accessible to the public. None of these documents are sealed or anything. So you can get the court documents from Cook County Court, Circuit Court of Cook County, and click on the subtype dealing with like real estate, liens, those types of things. I think that it does have a section for deeds as well, and be able to put his name in, and those court documents should come up. You know what? Let's do that now. Let's see. Let's go on an adventure, children. Cook County. County. I'm going to pull it up right now. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get to ugh. This is one the case search. Okay, let's share this out. Mortgage foreclosure injunction. Yeah, I think that's the one I want. By name. What is his first name? Hold on. No, I'm trying to find his first name in this court document that I have. Anyone knows his first name? While I'm reading for it. Was it Shanawaz? What's his name? Yeah, and then they have a federal litigation still pending in court. I just posted the case numbers 22-CV-03549 regarding the property for American Kitchen Delights. So you can't supersede the court. And if there's pending litigation, you can't just proceed forward as if the judge has given any ruling on it. You got to let that complete out in court. This case has to come to completion. Just going in and trying to remove somebody and remove him from his own property especially when there's pending litigation in court. This is a federal lawsuit. You know how hard the judge would admonish the attorneys representing the city or Lil Diva for allowing someone to go in and just kick off and destroy property that he doesn't own either, while there's federal litigation going on in court. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to find his name in this court document. Anybody know his first name? Shout out Wise. Thank you for answering my questions. That's no problem. We've not listen. We read and learn here. Reading is fundamental. And y'all, I'm a geek. I love reading this information. I love like documentation and watching documentaries. I love this stuff. This is the research and reporting that I enjoy doing, and hope that people can walk away having learned something from. You know, does anybody know his first name? How to spell it? Shana Hawaz. How to spell that? I'm not seeing it in this court document, and I'm looking. Hopefully everybody's learning, even those watching in the bushes, even the cult members. Hopefully you all are learning something as well. You engage in the chat. Don't be afraid to engage in the chat and ask questions. I'm not going to attack anyone for having questions. And I mean, it's some of this stuff is a learning tool for me too. I had to look up Plat vacation, y'all. I didn't go to law school. I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. But I will take time to learn if it means helping to preserve someone's rights. And I mean, when it comes down to the whole illegal eviction process, you need to be a Cook County sheriff. That's bottom line. That's not debatable. Let's see. I think I got it. Let's see who's here. Okay. It's cycling. Let's see. Now I know the federal lawsuit will not show up here because it's not in this court. The federal lawsuit is in the Northern District of Illinois. Look at this. Oh my God. Y'all look at all these cases. Okay. Oh Lord. So the first three numbers are typically the year that the case was filed. So as you all can see, he's definitely had a lot of woo child. He's filed a lot of cases. And this is under the Civil Law Chancery Domestic Case Search for the deeds and wills, I think. I'm just gonna go to one. I'm just gonna click on it and see what's in it. Because this stuff was signed on 2015. So let's go to the 2015 case. Where's the 2015 case? That's not it. 2018. This case looks like unknown occupants. Let me click on this one. I see fat head down there. Keeps me chicken nugget. Let's see what let's see what this one is. Oh, keeps me chicken nugget. Okay, so let's go to the bottom. Gotta start from the bottom up. Looks like this case started out as a transfer. This is going back to 2022. I'm trying to see if there's anything in here. Ugh, This case stat is not telling me anything. They got exhibits. Hey, this is as of last year, 2024. Good grief. They dismissed they did not the dismissal for one of one of prosecution. Someone tried to have this dismissed basically because it may have been sitting on the docket for too long, and they say, okay, well, if you're not going to try this case in court, and we're asking for it to be dismissed for one lack of prosecution, like you're not moving this case forward, it's not doing anything. And that was denied. Jury to separate, reconvene. Summary judgment. All right. Summary judgment in favor as to count 2 of plaintiff's second amended complaint. Summary judgment in favor of defendants as to count 3 of plaintiff's second amended complaint. Summary judgment is entered in favor of defendants as to count 4. Count 7. Count 7 of plaintiff's second amended complaint. Summary judgment is denied as to count 10 to the extent the claim is based on plaintiff's possession of the real property at the issue in this case. Motions in limine was filed. Motion in limine is like you want something excluded. Summary judgment is to count 2, count 3, count 7, and count 10. I don't know what that is. Like, what is the actual count? Motion defended for a directed verdict denied. Wow. Are you kidding? Yeah, I'm trying to see like this. I don't think this has anything to do with. I mean, it has something to do with properties. It's just not telling me exactly what. Is this still ongoing? Oh dear God, it's still ongoing. Look, May 21, 2025. Okay, I didn't get anything out of that. I'm trying to see where the case is regarding the that application for the Plat vacation. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a different search because I don't want to just keep you all waiting on that. I have to do a search offline. Intentional tort jury. Okay, that's a tort case. Yeah, I have to search for this outside of the live stream. He has a lot of cases in the court. Injunction. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to show you all the other documents here. I'll search for the case pertaining to the Plat of vacation for that hearing. I'll look for that separately. But just so you all can see, the addresses here, the parcel tax IDs, and then you have the legal descriptions. This is stuff you want to read if you understand how to be able to point out the description on the blueprint so that you can know exactly what piece of land they're referring to. Um, just so you have a better understanding of what he does own and what the court has granted him. And then, there are 4 documents that I came across. This is a satisfaction of mortgage. The other document was a satisfaction of assignment of leases and rents. So they're not all quite the same. They are different. And then you guys see here more legal description for that and what was satisfied with the mortgage and what was paid off. This is the third document that I pulled up. Another satisfaction of assignment and leases and rents. But you all see here it's only specific to the property address 15320 South Cooper Avenue, Harvey, Illinois. So you don't see all the other addresses here. It's just specific to this address here where the American Kitchen Delights property is on. And then of course you have the property tax, the parcel tax IDs. You have the notary. And then you have Exhibit A. And you have the lots. Now here's what's interesting about this. And this is for, I think this is what you were asking up to. You got a lot of cases there, child. Kathy Fields, this is what you was asking for. This does include part of the plat right here. So if you see here, and I'll just start where it says north of right of way. That includes the plat. So according to the plat, you gotta see that. I told you all, I'm gonna bring it together and make it make sense. Now you see documentation. Let's go up. Where satisfaction of assignment of leases and rents that has been paid off to Old National Bank. It is on file with Cook County, the D's office for American Kitchen Delights here. And this is specifically for the plat, that document he was holding in his hand. According to the plat thereof, recorded December 23rd, 1991, is document number 1587861, together with that part of Cooper Avenue lying north of the North Line. All of that language here. This speaks directly to that the right of way that would be part of what Mr. Hasan now owns through that plat of vacation application that has been granted to him through the court of law. This is what it all includes. And this is going to be the same. This is a legal exhibit. This exhibit came from the actual plat of vacation application document. This is part of that court document. Because you have to have exhibits for your court cases. So this exhibit was attached just to show the county office this is part of what was paid off through that satisfaction of that mortgage, of the loan from the bank. And this is what it includes. This directly speaks to the plat. And you all can see that here. Lots 1 through 30 in block 4, lots 1 through 6, lot 16, all of lot 17, and the east 10 feet of lot 18, lots 21 through 30, both inclusive, and set block 3, that part of Leavitt Avenue lying north of the north right of way. See that right of way? That includes like your alleys, your sidewalks, those side streets. Line of 154th Street and lying south of the north line of Syndicate, addition to Harvey, being a subdivision of lot 1. It's good read, y'all. Lots of words and terms. I was reading this last night and I was like, oh my God, halfway through I started getting sleepy. So what you see is after they describe all of the lots according to the plat, here's what is included. And you have a document number you can always pull up. There you go. Document number is 1587861. They give a full description of what's included in that plat and what Mr. Hasan owns. This is why I go the route that I go, because this stuff is indisputable. I don't care what the cult leader has to say about what used to happen a long time ago. No one gives a shit. When you're going onto someone's private property, I suggest you know exactly what that includes. Or else, just like that officer did, you're going to continue to be removed. And Mr. Hasan, preferably he gets a PPO, you're going to go to jail if you violate the protection order. You cannot weaponize a protection order to have someone removed from their own private property that they own. That's not how that shit works, people. And then what you have below are the pins. These are the property index numbers here. All right? Or the tax numbers, the parcel tax IDs. That's what it should be down here. The parcel tax IDs. Yep. And then you see the address, 15320 South Cooper Avenue, Harvey, Illinois. That is the property that Ryan was interviewing Mr. Hasan on yesterday, or day before yesterday, on Wednesday. When the police officer gave him back that plat of vacation and said, I will have him removed from your property. Now you all understand why. So you guys can take time to read this. I'll scroll slowly. When you're rewatching or do a replay, or if you just want to do a print screenshot, there you go. So that's the third document, and then here's the fourth document. Can we bless God for reading? Thank God for reading. Reading is fundamental. Sometimes it's just sitting down, thinking your way through it. I took a photo and went from there and got all of this information from looking at that photo. I would hope that some investigative team would be able to do the same. But if not, this is how it's done. Okay? Yes, I'm going to rub it in a little bit. If I'm being called out my name, something with hair and all this other nonsense, bitch, my hair is naturally curly. I don't need to put that in. I can definitely rub it in on being able to research information. Shahnawaz Hasan. I hope I'm saying that right. Shahnawaz. Is it Shahnawaz Hasan? I'm not gonna lie, that's a nice name. It's a really pretty name. I'm not trying to say any weird. I'm just saying it's just a very pretty name. Here's the last document here for the satisfaction of mortgage. Again, specifically, you guys can see these are, they had the first two sets of documents had a laundry list of addresses that included the garage with the vehicles that were illegally towed out by the cult leader who should not have even had his ass on that property in the first place. These last two documents are specifically dealing with this address here in the plat. So I just want to, make the distinguish between those documents so that you guys can see what you're reading. Because if not, you're just going to be looking at a bunch of bolded words and letters. So this is specific to 15320 South Cooper Avenue again. And you have the satisfaction of mortgage, meaning it's paid off. You paid it off. It was 1.2 mil. You paid it off. So to say that he's not contributing to society when he's paying off mortgages, satisfying the rents and leases, paying taxes, is laughable. To say he's not adding to the economy of Harvey. Satisfaction of assignment of leases and rents, paying off mortgages, paying taxes, paying employees. How is he not contributing financially? What the fuck are we talking about here? How much more of an alternate reality are we going to have to go through to try to understand the illogical thoughts of one person? I don't need to paint a narrative. I simply just read information. I don't care if the cult leader accepts it or not. He doesn't have to. He just needs to stay his black ass off of this private property that he does not own, nor does he have the legal authority or credentials to evict anyone from. Stop letting him do what he want to do. If anybody should be reported to anything regarding an FBI, it should be him. If this is how he wants to proceed. You want to proceed lawlessly, then expect the law to come after you. It's that simple. He's not above the law. Let me take a drink of water. So now, because I don't challenge me to have to prove a point. This is how I do it. All the other financial stuff that people want to talk about with that, I'm not reporting on it. There are plenty of other content creators that are covering the finances in Harvey, the misappropriation of funds, these budget reports, the investors. Plenty of them reporting on that. I'm not. There are a whole lot more content that I'm going to cover here in the Lady Luck Club. I refuse to be boxed in and restricted to reporting on something because a cult leader wants to sit here and to try to challenge me on it. This is laughable, by the way. It's laughable. To try to challenge me on something that he refuses to read himself. This was Google searches for me, people. And just knowing where to go. All from one photo. To the cult leader. You're welcome. You might not like this, but laws are laws. Stop disobeying the law. And stay off of his property and leave him alone. Little Chris up in there, little diva, you're not getting it. Because you won't even allow the federal lawsuit to take course in the court of law where it belongs. You went to law school, but you're acting just as dumb as you look. Trying to have a podcast with purple t-shirts and bow ties on. You look like a ghetto version of Barney. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, I could go savage if I really wanted to. There's reasons. All right, team's asking who they gonna sue. Look, there's a vagrant. Does he have a job, home, who, what? That he says he has property and money and he's rich. It shouldn't matter. If you sue him, then play all the videos where he says that he has all this money, all these properties, all this land, all these connections, and then tell the judge, this is part of what I'm asking for in the judgment. All that shit he keeps saying in all these videos. He said he has properties or lands. I want all of that in my judgment. If he has to sell it to get the cash of whatever the value of it is to pay towards that judgment, then that's what he will have to do. And guess what? You can't file bankrupt to avoid paying a judgment issued against you from a court of law. So if someone sues your ass for $2 million and that $2 million judgment is granted in favor of the petitioner to the cult leader, you would have to give them $2 million, whether you file bankruptcy or not. Trying to file bankruptcy to avoid paying a court-ordered judgment is bankruptcy fraud. Now you talk about a federal matter. Don't play with me. That's something you and your investigative team should be Googling. Stop challenging me, boy. Don't come for the queen. And I mean, he has money everywhere. His mom's got 5 cash apps. I mean, list all of that asset and say this is where all his money is, I guess. She will have to help pay for her son's criminality, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm a mother of 2 boys. I tell my sons, don't go out there and do anything illegal. Mama still loves you unconditionally. But what I will not do is support your criminality. That's the worst thing you can do. But that's stuff I'm teaching my kids now, and they're 12 and 16. He's 38. There's no excuse. Jabu. No one told him to do all this dumb shit. He's doing this on his own. But he's going to have to suffer the consequences as well. Why is he being shielded from that? Do we all get to act lawlessly around here? Is that how this works? Please help me understand. Do we all get to act reckless and lawless? That's so crazy. I don't get it. So, Sada said in listening to the interview with him, I accept his explanations as good business. My customer pays their way and attempt to live up to American values and ways of business. I mean, he's not doing anything illegal. That's what I'm trying to figure out in all of this. What exactly is illegal? Oh, he said he was going to do this and that. He doesn't have to. He can turn his business into whatever he wants it to be. The end. And if you don't like it, you challenge him in court, not by continuously invading his private property, trying to force him out. That's not how you handle shit. You take him to court. If he signed and agreed to something, he's breaching a contract of some sort. Take him to court. That's where you handle that. They're not even producing those types of documents. I don't go by what people say in videos and ranting for 2 hours. You just blah, 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 and wah, wah, wah. Show your documentation. Like so. This is how it's done. This is how it's done to the investigative team. To that investigative team. This is what research does. You pull up documentation that people can read and understand, that anyone can access as well. None of this stuff is sealed. This is not secret information given to me. This was on Cook County's website looking under the deeds. I put in American Kitchen Delights Inc. and went from there. This is all from a photo. I started with what is Plat of Vacation. I didn't know what that was. I'm not a land surveyor. I Google and research this stuff. This is not difficult. This case right here, this is a federal lawsuit, if you all can see, in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois. I sent this over to LNC. I hope we got it. This is just a memorandum opinion in order for discovery. The entire docket itself, docket number 33, there are a whole lot more filings attached to this case, okay? It is still open in court. It's still being heard in a court of law. You have to let that proceed because you don't get to override our judicial branch of government. No one's in the mood for you to sit here and to try to trample down any portions of our government. Let this flow the way it should. Little diva. Being the mayor does not mean you override the court. Our judicial branch of government does not appreciate your black ass trying to do anything that would interfere with what our judicial branch of government is doing. You have to let this case play out. You would think you would know that going to law school, but seems like he just doesn't know a whole lot of things nowadays. I would make sure he would never be able to get his bar license again and practice law. If this is how stupid you're going to act, you should not ever think about practicing law ever again. The law school you attended should be highly embarrassed of you. What a clown. Just a clown. So here's the lawsuit. Here's parts of it. Just so you all can see proof that there is pending litigation in court that American Kitchen Delights has against City of Harvey, Lil Diva, as defendants. Magistrate Judge Jeffrey I. Cummings. Lil Diva can't override a magistrate judge. He can't fire him. He can't do anything to him. And if he tries, he's going to get handled very quickly. This is a federal judge. You're not going to override a federal judge. All you can do, Lil Diva and cult leader, is go home and pout. That's all you can do. You can't bogart and bully a magistrate judge. And you certainly should not be doing that to Mr. Hasan. Whole matter going on in court. If you respect the law and you fear the consequences, then you will leave him alone. let this matter play out in court. Let the judge and jury decide what is going to be best and deliver justice. That's it. It's that simple. Find something else to do. Obviously, you both are bored. May I suggest reading a book? They're bored as hell. They ain't got nothing else to do. See, I can create content without having to go out and go into some city and terrorize people. I ain't got to do that. So, you guys can see here the background information on the case. Plaintiff American Kitchen Delights, Inc., a food manufacturer, initiated this action against the city of Harvey, Chris Clark, even individually and as mayor. So, whatever the judgment is, he'll still have to pay part of that individually because he keeps effing up. And that's exactly what he would deserve. Hopefully, is millions of dollars. What a clown he is. After, on May 27, 2020, defendants illegally erected barricades around plaintiff's factory, preventing employees from parking in the employee parking lot. Y'all seeing this? This is the same shit they're still doing. Y'all see this? From 2020, what year is it? This is the year of our Lord 2025. Lil Diva, you're still doing dumb shit? Especially when it's a pending litigation matter in federal court? You still doing this dumb shit? So you just don't know how to stop. Why should anyone reelect him again? So what Lil Diva is doing is illegal. What more do you need to say he is not fit to be a mayor? Didn't we say this about Super Stupid? She's still under FBI investigation, by the way. I've read several lawsuits where she violated many laws, to include utilizing a signature stamp of the village clerk, having the village clerk removed from a bank account. You had to forge signatures or just make false statements in bank documents to have someone removed. And then 3 people added on that goes against the ordinance and state law. Infringing upon the rights of others is not a joke. Our constitutional protections are what allows us to live in peace here in the United States of America. Constitutional law is not for play. Because if someone sues you for violating their constitutional rights, that is an automatic federal lawsuit. Don't get mad if you're told to pay millions of dollars for doing some dumb shit that violated somebody's constitutional protection. This is what happens when you break laws. There's a consequence for it. Why should he maintain this mayoral position if he continues to act lawlessly, illegally erecting barricades around properties that I've already shown and proven Mr. Hasan now owns and has owned for years? Paid off the mortgage on in 2015. This case was filed in 2020. Make this make sense? This is what I'm saying. What the fuck are we talking about here? We talking about somebody acting so lawlessly with this. This is what gets me upset. Knowing that laws are in place and they're being ignored by a whole ass mayor and a cult leader that claims to want justice for people. No, you don't. That lies the fraud. Here, let me help you all out and help you all understand why I say fraud and the terms that I use. Because obviously it's a matter of not understanding the definition of fraud, right? Don't know the definition of fraud? I'm gonna pull it up. Woo child. Just because we need to do this. I just want to make sure I have the right thing up. Okay. You know, we just got to do this, right? 18 U.S. Code Statute 35, imparting or conveying false information. Oh Lord, because reading is fundamental. Yeah, I see. This is why don't come for the queen. Don't come for the queen. Don't come for the queen. I have no desire, and I'm gonna say this, to discredit this cult leader because he's not the center of my universe or my platform. Believe it or not, you do not get me a whole lot of views. I got more views reading a lawsuit about Keith McChicken Nugget over any video I've done on you. But you can think you're that important to me. Whatever. I'm not here to change your mind on that. 18 U.S. Code Statute 35, imparting or conveying false information. Y'all, this is U.S. Code is federal law. Federal law. Federal law. Federal law. This is what I mean by being reckless and dangerous. This is why I try my best, and I'm not perfect in everything, but I do try my best to show some level of integrity and dignity on my platform, because I do realize that the things that I say, my words have power, and they leave some sort of, imprint, an impression on people. As content creators, we forget that. If I tell you my opinion, is you'll know my opinion versus a fact, because facts and evidence can be looked up. Whoever imparts or conveys or causes to be imparted or conveyed false information, knowing the information to be false, concerning an attempt or alleged attempt being made or to be made to do any act which would be a crime prohibited by this chapter or chapter 97 or chapter 111 of this title, shall be subject to a civil penalty of not more than 1,000, which shall be recoverable in civil action brought in the name of the United States. Whoever willfully and maliciously or with reckless disregard for the safety of human life. Are we reading here? Can we say amen? I have been saying this, not because I'm making it up, but because I've learned the law. This is how I was able to just come to this. This is stuff I read. My godmother's a federal judge. It would behoove me to know the law as well, right? Someone who helped raise me, who's a federal judge. Of course I need to know the law. That's why you don't come for the queen. Don't come for the queen, boy. Whoever willfully and maliciously, with reckless disregard for the safety of human life, imparts or conveys or causes to be imparted or conveyed false information, knowing the information to be false, concerning an attempt or alleged attempt being made or to be made to do any act which would be a crime prohibited by this chapter or chapter 97 or chapter 111 of this title, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 5 years, or both. So you can get fined, you can go to prison for 5 years, or you can get both. Either way, it's of no consequence to me. Cult leader. This is why you get called a fraud. You make false statements that are not true. You try to twist up the law. If you don't understand the law itself, guess what? You go to case law to help you understand how the law is interpreted and enacted and utilized. Case law is what you need. Where's your investigative team at? Why are they not telling you this? Where's Keith McChicken Nugget? Is he not CEO of something? He claims to know laws, because he thought he was doing something with this so-called objection. That was not a legal objection, by the way. What a joke. Where is he at when all this is going down? In one instance, he's sitting down working with someone. In another instance, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that he's doing. No, you're just as culpable. Please don't make me have to prove that. You do share culpability. You cannot go to court and use willful ignorance as a defense. You will piss the judge off. It would not be wise for you to do that. So as you all can see, even when I say super stupid, violated laws, I can go to court documents, lawsuits, judgments granted against her. I can go to that to point out what law she violated. I'm not just saying it to say it. And I've gone over several lawsuits to point out things that people have done that was in violation of the law. But if you're going to get on a platform and make false statements, especially when you're trying to cover up why you're doing illegal evictions and you're not an officer of the court, that is punishable as a crime to be fined or imprisoned not more than 5 years or both. Because it is a crime to illegally evict someone without an order from the court or a writ, especially when you're not an officer of the court. That is a damn crime. And you trying to get on videos on public platforms where those videos can be used against you in a court of law to justify your illegal activity is absolutely laughable, and you're not proving a damn thing to me. Nothing more than you're just being a criminal. That's all you're showing. You're trying to justify the criminality in this. It's so stupid. Just stop. Your pride and ego is going to come before your fall. Or you can keep going and then just march your ass right into prison. I mean, whatever. Who cares, right? Because you don't. Seeing that you don't care, then why should anyone else? If you don't care, we don't care. But we do care about the residents that you're bringing all of this harm and danger upon. I would like to say I care about the people that you're talking to every day, that you're sitting here brainwashing second by second. Every time you sit here, you get all excited, you're flailing your arms around like you're preaching something or having a tick or itch. Whatever, all this nonsense coming out of your mouth, but none of it has anything to do with facts or evidence or laws at all. Twisting things up doesn't get you anywhere. All you're doing is giving evidence out in videos. Thank you. But if you don't care about that, then don't expect us to care. That's the difference. I care. That's why I am not walking around here kicking doors in. You can't make this shit up. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hey, Vivian. How you doing? Drop your link to your YouTube channel here, hon. Drop your link in here in real time. So I don't, this is what I try to tell you all. Here in the Lady Luck Club, reading is fundamental. Thank you so much, Vivian. Can we get Vivian's YouTube channel link in here? You guys go out and check out Vivian, your favorite survivor. Who else got YouTube channels here? Is Foxy Roxy here? Let's get Minion, LNC. Somebody conspire. We're conspiring to take him down. We don't have to do that. We just play your videos where you're taking yourself down. If I wanted to go and take you down, it would not be that difficult. It just wouldn't. It would not. You're telling on yourself. You're doing everything on videos. What are you doing? That's not hard to do if I wanted to do that. This is not discrediting someone when you're not trying to have credibility right now. You don't even want to acknowledge the laws. I hope I've answered you guys' questions with the Plat Eviction and all of that, because this is a good segue. You know what? I want to go back. I want to go back to finishing reading this memorandum. Just the background information on it. This was an order regarding a motion to compel attorney depositions. So that was the defendant's motion, and this was filed by the defendant. So the judge denied the defendant's motion. The defendants being the city of Harvey and Lodiva. You all see here. Sorry, you all see here before the court is defendant's motion to compel attorney depositions. Docket number 33, for the reason set forth below, defendant's motion is denied. Just said no. No, thank you. And so we was going over the background information, and I just couldn't get past this part here of the illegality of a whole ass mayor that went to law school, who thinks that somebody's supposed to take his ass seriously when he's doing podcasts looking like Thug and Love Ghetto Barney. Fuck out of here. Illegally erected barricades around plaintiff's factory, preventing employees from parking in the employee parking lot and preventing trucks from entering or leaving the facility. Property that this man owns. It's just laughable. It's laughable how bold and audacious they are with violating whole laws, and then get on the public platform, get in videos, and then lie like hell, violating federal laws. Violating federal laws, not caring about who is hurting, imparting or conveying false information, and you're doing it intentionally. It wouldn't be hard to prove intent. It would not be difficult to prove intent, especially when you're saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Now we have a pattern of behavior. You don't want me to sit here and discredit you. Don't ask me to do that. You don't want me to do that, cult leader. That would not be a good thing for you. Over and over on multiple platforms. You're going on channel to channel to channel to try to validate your illegality. You're getting in fights. Aggravated assault and battery. And they get mad when they sue you. Take it like a champion and go sit down somewhere. Be proud of this illegal fight that you just, you started. You started it. Oh, she spit. Oh, no. You'll find out the hard way why that might be legally permitted. Oh, my God. It's laughable. I don't have to discredit you. You're doing that by yourself. Let's get back to this. According to the plaintiff, employees of the Harvey Public Works Department and Harvey police officers were present and involved in the barricading incident. Public Works? Why is Public Works Department out there? Don't y'all have better things to do? The Harvey Police Department, let me explain something to you all. Harvey police officers are not the highest law enforcement in the land. And when I say land, I mean the United States of America. You're not. So there's always an agency that can supersede you any day of the week and sit y'all asses down. You all can either grow a spine and stand up to your dumbass little diva Chris of a mayor, Ghetto Barney, or you end up falling for whatever consequence comes your way by trying to do his bidding. Why would you allow anyone, I don't care what you call yourself, because what he's not proving to be is a Cook County sheriff. Saying you're an advocate is irrelevant to the law that requires you to be a Cook County sheriff to do evictions. So you can say you're an advocate until kingdom comes. No one cares when it comes down to a matter of doing a legal eviction. You do not have legal standing to evict anyone at all when you're not a Cook County sheriff in the city of Harvey. And I don't think you would be able to do this in any other city and get away with it. I'm just saying. Harvey, y'all have to make sure you understand now. Here's a lot of information here. Helping you understand your rights is what I'm trying to do. That's my goal. Not to sit here and to discredit one speck on YouTube. There are people being hurt, real lives being affected, livelihoods being altered. And for what? A man was assaulted, his daughter, and for what? Because you're mad because people won't let you do what you want. Oh no. Who cares about your tantrum? You throw your epic man baby tantrum at home with your mother. But you're still not a Cook County sheriff. And I'm going to continue to drill this in because he's not a Cook County sheriff. He does not have the authority to evict anyone from anywhere. It's so stupid. All these lives being affected and for nothing. Who the hell does he listen to at this point? Other than the devil himself. Ain't no God in this. God is not telling you to violate laws. He will never tell you to do that. The Bible is clear on you obeying the laws of the land. And trying to justify it with scripture? Blasphemous. So you got the Harvey Public Works Department, who should be doing other things, and the Harvey police officers, who are just damn near corrupt, except that one officer that gave Mr. Hasan back his Plat vacation document. Thank you, officer, for doing the right thing. Present and involved in the barricading incident, including placing the barricades and ticketing plaintiff's employees for parking on the property at issue. Plaintiff brings claims for violation of the Equal Protection Clause, illegal seizure in violation of the Fourth Amendment, and denial of procedural and substantive due process. He as well as what you're calling squatters, because you have no way to verify if they're actual legal immigrants or not, and you don't have the legal authority to card or ID anyone. You can't tell someone to take out and show you their driver's license or passport or immigration status. You don't have the authority or nothing, no credentials, no license, no permits or anything to stop and ID anyone. You're not a member of law enforcement. An advocate is not a law enforcement officer. You could be if you wanted to go down that path, but you're not. This is absolutely ridiculous. So you're talking about constitutional rights being denied and violated. I mean, we have the right to due process. I guess they just said fuck it all. I guess it's so disgusting and egregious. Discovery is ongoing, and defendants recently requested to depose plaintiff's attorneys, Dennis Both, who has appeared in this case, and attorney Jonathan Treat, who has appeared for plaintiff and or its principal in other litigation involving plaintiff and the city, but has not appeared in this case. According to the defendants, plaintiff has produced a video of the barricading incident, which purportedly shows plaintiff's attorneys both and Treat. His last name is Both, y'all. So attorney Both and Treat present at the scene and engaging with city employees. In the instant motion, defendants asked the court to compel Both and Treat to sit for depositions as fact witnesses to explore what they saw, what they did, what conversations they had with city employees, if any, etc. Docket number 33 at 4. In its response, docket number 38, plaintiffs asserts, among other things, that defendants have failed to show that the depositions of its attorneys are appropriate because the information that defendants seek from them is obtainable from other sources. On the instant record, the court agrees. On the instant record, the court agrees. So that's why the judge denied the defendant's dumbass motion, because they're basically saying what you're asking us to have deposed, you can just go on YouTube and watch it. It's a video. It's a video of the property being barricaded in the employee parking lot and all of that. That video is on social media, which is why you should be more responsible about what the hell you say on social media. See, my profanity is the least of worries when a cult leader is lying like hell about why he's violating whole laws. There's a consequence for me saying profanity here. There's great consequence to someone purporting themselves to be an officer of the court, which is impersonation, and trying to evict or seize property without a court order. And even if there were a court order or writ of eviction, guess what? That can only be done through a Cook County sheriff. I'm going to show that information in a second, because I'm not just making this shit up. This can be Googled. I don't understand why this investigative team is not telling him this stuff again. Please explain to me why this not be told to this team. Oh, God. So I'm not going to read the rest of this. This is just kind of going over the analysis, the standard on motion to compel. It breaks down the law, court rules, civil procedure on what would be appropriate and what could be requested as far as discovery. You have to have evidence that's related to the matter, and it just needs to make sense, right? Judges have to use a certain level of wisdom and logic in these matters, as well as a finding of fact and law, and utilize the evidence to support it. When they don't, if it's something that's new for them and they don't fully understand how the law has been enforced in the past, they go to case law. They look at precedents. They don't go based on what someone is saying that still is completely false. So this is what you're seeing here. Lots of case law and all of this right here. That's case law. It's our site. So you all can see that. So when you're reading this information, you're understanding, okay, this isn't the only matter that the opinion and how the law is interpreted has been interpreted. It's been interpreted in other cases in this similar fashion. And that's what case law is. Case law is law. And as you all can see down at the bottom of the conclusion, for the foregoing reasons, defendant's motion to compel attorney depositions is denied. Kick rocks. Judge Jeffrey I. Cummings, U.S. Magistrate Judge. Lord, we thank you. So let me go to this document here. Share tab. And then we'll watch. I want to watch part of the video I sent over to LNC regarding this cult leader going to court trying to find a judge. For so many reasons that bothers me. One, mainly because my godmother's a federal judge. I cannot imagine somebody walking through a courthouse, and she's federal, so you can't even have your phone pass security checkpoint in her building. But I cannot imagine someone going through a courthouse trying to find her. Like, that boils my blood. That's unsettling to me. This is the level of I don't know. The zenith here. That this person is hit to where they actually believe they can just go walk into a judge's chambers looking for a clerk or the judge itself. And then in a video, call the judge a whole bunch of names. Judges watch YouTube as well. Just as a FYI, in case you didn't know that. They do. They watch YouTube. My godmother watches my YouTube videos. She gets on me about the profanity. But I always try to make sure that at least the information that I relay is still accurate. Especially if I'm talking about anything related to the law. To me, it's like a duty or responsibility to tell you all, here's the information here. I'm not making it up. And you can go and read it for yourselves. There's no manipulation tactic in this. I'm not trying to tell you how to perceive it. I'm just reading it. So, it's how evictions work in the state of Illinois. It is a court process. Y'all see this? Can y'all see this? Let me know. What is this? Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you for the $10 super. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Skooky bad girl. Oh no. Not helping, talking shit, calling names. Yeah, I'm gonna say that, but I'm not breaking laws. Cult leader is nothing compared to someone kicking in a fence on private property that they don't own. Oh no, is it throwing a tantrum? Cult leader members coming in throwing tantrums. Why are you throwing a tantrum? You get donations, so does he. Next. I don't do hypocrisy, girl. I don't know what you are. I don't do hypocrisy. You get donations, show your records and how it supports the people. What people? It supports my channel. Next. I will take ignorance to be you not spelling out words here. I mean, it takes away from the comment itself. How about this? How about you retype your comment, spell out the words, do spell check, make sure it's grammatically correct, and then repost it because we're in the YouTube mansions. I don't read gobbledygook. None of that makes sense. Y'all see this? I handle trolls. If they want to be ignorant, treat them like that. It is what it is. You think you're better I'm above anyone that feels like breaking laws is somehow justifiable. Yes, we are better than that. I'll go right into that. Yep. I am. I'm much better than anyone that breaks laws. You're still misspelling stuff. It's painful to read your comment. Just spell out your words and calm down. You're not doing anything, let alone breaking law. Thank you for telling me I'm not breaking the law. Can you spell out your words? None of this makes sense. It's like one big run-on sentence. Oh, Jesus be an English teacher. We're praying for the discernment of proper grammar here. Okay. I'm not gonna read. Wah, 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 wah. I'm not gonna read this garbage here. You got to do better. You're not looking at me. You're looking at a block. What are you talking about? You don't have to look at me at all. I think it's a choice to come over to my channel. It is a choice for you. You don't have to look at me at all. It's like it's painful. Why are you torturing yourself then? I don't care that you exist. You understand? Why are you coming over here saying something is painful to look at? Then don't look at it. Simple. You see that there's a resolution for this. How many content creators are on YouTube? Over 1 billion. Over 1 billion users. Go and explore and have fun. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for the view. Y'all, this is how I handle trolls, honey. I don't do cult. I don't speak cult. I don't speak cult. If they want to act stupid, I'm gonna treat them like they're stupid. Makes no sense. No, I mean, she's gonna stay. At least speak English. I don't speak cult, girl. It's like a robot, just spitting off stuff that he would say. Oh, it's painful to look at you. I regret meeting him. I've said that how many times now? 4 times, 5 times. I regret meeting the cult leader. Wish I would have never met him. But it's painful to see what he's doing to other people. You don't want to have a soul or a conscience or a brain or anything? Okay. You ain't gotta have a conscience or anything. Child, these little cult members here, they don't shake me up. I laugh at them if anything. This is what I want you all to do. I want you to laugh at them. You're not doing anything. You're not showing your support. I'm not giving him my money. Cult leader's not getting any money from me. He can kick rocks. I don't owe him shit. But what he is going to end up getting is something far worse. And it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from the people up there that he's torturing and terrorizing. Acting like a little domestic terrorist. Terrorizing people up there. You got people up there living in fear and terror. And then you sitting here telling people they can't come outside because they got protection orders against you? No. Child boo. You ever heard him kick rocks? As soon as you go through the law, it's a problem with reading laws. Laws are laws. So for Illinois, only the county sheriff. Y'all see this? These are facts. I don't expect cult members to understand anything. I told you all, I'm not doing this to try to change their minds on anything. That's why I laughed at the nonsense. Because I'm not trying to get them to see anything. I'm not trying to prove anything to them. I owe them nothing. These are laws. In Illinois, Only the county sheriff can perform evictions. Cult leader is not a county sheriff. He's not a sheriff. The county sheriff must have a valid court order to carry out an eviction. Where are the court orders? When you keep going on Mr. Hasan's property, where are those court orders again? Where is it at? Where are the court orders? Yeah, this is how we handle these dumb trolls. I mean, we leave the trolls in the gutter. And yes, we are better than the trolls. We're in the YouTube mansions. That's why I say to people, man, you don't want me to have to respond because I'm going to crush your soul in it. Trying to destroy my credibility. You have none. You're breaking the law. There's no credibility in that. This is information that can easily be researched and Googled. It's a Google search. This is from www.illinoislegalaid.org. This is the law. I don't write the law. And this is not even for my state. This is for the state of Illinois. But it's about the same here in Georgia. This is what I do to help get people empowered by giving them information. See, knowledge is power, and she who knows the law has the power. I want you all to be empowered on knowing what to do, knowing the law, knowing your rights, so that it can be handled and addressed properly. Knowing what questions to ask and what things to say when the police show up, because they're corrupt as hell, except that one officer. Hopefully he shows up all the time. Hopefully other officers will be inspired to say, you know what? I took an oath to uphold the law and the Constitution. That's what we're going to start doing. Lil Diva can kick rocks and kiss our ass. He can't fire all of them. So if they all decide to come together and do the right thing, he would be rendered irrelevant. It would take the power away from him because now he doesn't have a law enforcement to bend to his will. He'll just be a simpleton mayor, which is what he is. And the audacity to think that I want that garbage on my channel. So if this comes off like I'm better than most, yeah, I'm better than people who break the law. Absolutely. We all are. We all should be above that. There should be no exceptions on who should be going out and becoming a sheriff to execute an eviction. You need a valid order from the court. You do not override our judicial branch of government to carry out an eviction. This is what it says here. This is the law. These are facts. An occupant can take action to stop the eviction process at each step because even squatters have rights. They can go to court. It's called due process. And they have the right to do that. You think they're an illegal immigrant? He's not an ICE agent. He's still not an officer of the law, officer of the court. He's not a sheriff. He's not an agent. He's a nothing. He calls himself an advocate. That does not imbue him with the legal authority to stop an ID or demand someone show him their passport or immigration status or anything. If he called ICE, did they show up? I'm sorry, let me ask this. Did ICE show up? He said he was going to call ICE. Did they show up? Because we are schooling. Did ICE ever show up? I don't think they showed up, right? Thank you all. You all are awesome. I mean, I can handle the trolls all day, but I figure at some point one of y'all will boot her out. But they say the dumbest things, and I'm sitting here like, girl, all this broken English. I don't speak cult. I don't know none of this womp womp womp. All they talk about is money, 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 money. Oh, they said ignorance is bliss. So you rather be ignorant? You understand what you're saying. What are you doing with your money? Paying bills. Ignorance is bliss. They prove nothing. She proved nothing in any of that. Why is ignorance bliss? So you want to be ignorant. So you don't want to know laws. Got it. Jesus Christ. Oh, the stupidity of it all. Okay. This is so dumb. It's if you're gonna clap back, have a good, just clap back with something good. Can I pet that dog? Yeah, we can clown out a cult member all day. But I don't expect everyone to agree with me, right? But we had a couple of people in here that were kind of like, well, I didn't even know she was doing all this dialogue. Thank you, Vivian. Oh, I got supers. Thank you, Donna, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you, Laura. Happy birthday, Enrique. Thank you, Vivian, for the $1.99 super sticker. Thank you, Tina, for the $10 super chat for truth. That's all we do here. I'm just gonna read information. She ain't got to listen. She can go and break laws if she wants to. But still, look, ignorance is bliss to her. Apparently, she enjoys being ignorant. Okay, I'm gonna just let you be ignorant. I'm not here to convince cult members of anything. Thank you for admitting I'm not breaking the law. Sweet Jesus. Thank you for admitting that. Oh, good Lord. It's saying the dumbest things. It makes no sense. What are you doing with your money? I'm paying my bills. I literally said that. I try not to be rude, but damn, yeah, it's the ignorance of it all. It's the buffoonery. Apparently, she had a lot to say. Everybody's laughing at her. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Daryl Eugene Coleman Colt is in full effect. And Chris Clark is paying him to terrorize the Southland. Apparently, he's getting some out of it because who's going to be willing to break a law? Here's my thing. Why is it that by Felicia, by Silky, by Silky instead of by Felicia? I know, right? Why is it that Lil Diva Chris could not have used anyone else to do all of this illegal shit? Somebody asked me that. Why, if you see that he has not done this before to the cult leader, he has not done this before. This didn't start until you came in, talked with him, and I guess he was able to convince you to do this. Did you not ask him, have you ever been able to get someone else to do this stuff in the past? Have you ever had anyone else come in here calling themselves an advocate that were willing to kick in a door without a court order and they're not a Cook County sheriff? Have you ever asked anyone else to do this? I know that question might hurt for you to ask him that, but if you can just, grow a spine a little bit more and ask Lil Diva, has he ever asked or proposed to any other advocate to go and kick in doors to what is now proven to be the private rightful property owner of Mr. Hasan? He's the property owner of this property. Has he ever asked anyone else to do that? And I guarantee you his answer is going to be no. Deep down, it's going to be yes. But the proof is in that no one else has done this. You know why? Because it's illegal. I don't give a damn who it is. Why risk breaking the law for this man? But, do as you please, because ignorance is bliss. Oh, man, he wanted me to respond. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Ignorance is bliss. So now, continue on, bro. Keep breaking laws. It seems to be working well for you. They're plotting against me. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's a plot of something, of some sort, that he can't prove. I would love to see any receipts that he has other than some blurred image in your phone and make sense of it. Have your investigative team put together some sort of PowerPoint presentation and present evidence and information like so. You can take a page from my book. I don't mind if you learn from me. Lockouts are prohibited. Requiring people to move. Okay, to get tenants or other occupants to leave, housing providers may ask people to move, serve written eviction notices, negotiate agreements, go to court to request an eviction order. A judge must decide whether the property owner is entitled to possession. Only the sheriff's officers can return possession of the property to the landlord or property owner. Where is Mr. Hasan's property? And where is Cook County Sheriff, and why aren't they getting it to him? Lockouts are prohibited. Landlords and property owners can't use force to lock people out of a dwelling. The use of force includes, y'all ready for this? Changing locks, removing belongings, blocking entrances, removing or disabling appliances unless needed for repair, threatening or injuring people. Once again, threatening or injuring people. One more time. Threatening or injuring people. See? I said that for the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Since you speak Bible. Damaging belongings. Removing doors or windows of the unit. That means you don't get to kick in a door. And that's also damaging the property. Harassing tenants with noise or other nuisances. Going out there with bullhorns and blowing horns and ramming gates. And shutting off heat, water, electricity, or essential utilities. You don't get to cut wiring to the electricity. You're not a Cook County Sheriff. And you don't have a court order to do any of the dumb, illegal things that you're doing. Why would you want me to respond to you? When you're failing to read. Simple reading. This stuff doesn't go away because you don't like it. Now, whatever alternate reality that the cult leader and his cult have gone off to, let them stay there. Let them stay clueless. Let them roam in la la land. Let them assume whatever. Let them say somebody's trying to discredit with no credit. He has no credibility, but whatever. Let them say all that stuff that they're saying. Let them continue to speak out on videos that are being recorded and put on social media that can be used against them in a court of law. Please keep doing it. I'm not here to shut you up. I want you to keep talking. Talk often, talk loud, talk a lot. Keep on talking. Run your damn mouth. Just run your mouth, boy. Oh, man. Here's some reason for eviction. So he can't go kicking indoors. He can't do any of these things. Because that's illegal. You don't have a court order. And you're not a county sheriff. Okay? This is facts here. Facts. These are facts. Thank you all for letting me take my time with this live. Because, whoo child. But you guys can read the rest of the information below. It goes to enforcement here. Occupant stays, move out agreements, eviction court cases, what you can and can't do, responding to an eviction case, first hearing. It goes into detail. Court-based resolution. Yeah, you still need to be a county sheriff to execute an eviction order. After an eviction order. Eviction orders. Eviction orders authorize the sheriff to remove a person from a particular place. They usually include a stay date, which gives the defendants a short amount of time to move out. The defendant can ask the judge for more time to move out. See, that's part of that due process that the tenant, even if you want to call them a squatter, is entitled to. Due process is a part of our constitutional law and rights that we have. You do not get to immediately remove someone without due process, without a court order, by someone who's not a county sheriff. Otherwise, you can be accused of impersonating a county sheriff. You can be accused of impersonating law enforcement, which is another crime. And making false statements can get you 5 years in prison plus a fine. You want to add more to that? I don't have to make any of that up. I've already read it all. Now you wanted me to prove a point. Good job. Okay, I want to go to this video, y'all. I want to go to this video. of him going into the court, calling the judge stupid and all this other stupid shit. Just doing dumb. Hold on. Let me view this over here. Okay. Who child? So this is on social media somewhere. I don't have Facebook, y'all. I don't. But I sent this video over to LNC. You guys go check him out. He played this video the other night. It's just egregious to me to know that he would want to go through a courthouse and go looking for a judge. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because this is part of a protection order that was given to him for Brian that he was reading, and I'm not trying to show that information. It has some personal information on there. So I'm gonna start here. You guys let me know if you can see and hear it, okay? Because this bothered me. This bothers me. Just the idea of what is the investigative team? INA, those same people who has what's going on, MC Heavyweight? How you doing? How's it going? Y'all make sure you hitting the like button. Yeah, we got the cult members are getting mad and coming in and out and reporting things. He knows how to watch my videos his damn self. He said he would. Okay. So going through a courthouse looking for a judge would not be conducive to your good liberty and freedom, but do what you want. Yeah. Go to temple. But if you get tackled by the security or FPS, because if you try that bullshit in the federal court of law, they're not playing with you. They're gonna tackle your ass. They're gonna knock you down to the ground. FPS will destroy you. And all of your entourage, I will make sure they go after the driver. Pull that stunt of my godmother if you want to. Because something's not going your way. This is a tantrum overload. Tantrum overload. All right, y'all put one in the chat if you can see in here. Let's go. Investigate and lubricate. Oh, you said no audio. Hold on. Y'all can't hear? Hold on a second. Y'all can't hear? No audio. I'll stop when he stopped. I know. He's throwing a tantrum. Oh no. All right, hold on. Let me represent. Good child. Okay. Okay, y'all let me know if you can hear this. Can y'all hear it?
In Illinois, you have to file
No
for
audio, no sound?
You know what?
Okay. I don't know why. That's weird. This is my video. Oh, you good now? Okay.
Who the fuck is this judge?
Can y'all hear? All right, cool. Oh boy.
Excuse me. I want to know what judge this is.
This is so
Yes.
dangerous.
This is who? Ryan. His name is Ryan. Judge Ryan.
This video is cult leader in court looking for the judge that signed the protection order from Ryan. So Ryan got a PPO on him. He's wanting to know who the judge is that signed it. Very dangerous. Why? It doesn't matter. You have a court date. You want to talk to the court? Guess what? You talk to the court through motions and pleadings. File a motion. Send over a statement with an affidavit. That's how you talk to the court. Going to look for the judge? This person here should never have even told him that much, especially hearing that aggression in his voice. I'm sorry, you trying to find who? Why? I'm gonna let you calm down. How about I give you the number to the clerk? I want to point out where the judge's chambers is, what his judge is. I'll give you the number to the clerk. You can call from there, and then they'll tell you how to proceed with if you want to communicate with the judge. You do it through pleadings and motions. You don't go looking for the judge in the courthouse. That is extraordinarily dangerous. And it's threatening and intimidating behavior. And you're doing it to the judge? This is the level of buffoonery that I'm talking about here. Just above reproach now? No humility in this at all. Don't nobody owe you shit. Are you kidding? Ugh.
Her? So, lady? Yes. She's in court right now?
She may be.
Okay, can I petition up to see her? Because she crazy.
You won't go to court today.
Her room is 2329?
No, her room is 201.
201.
He said you won't go to court today. Can y'all hear? Saint,
She got
you
a clerk or something? I know I can go up there. I'm going up there. Hell.
See that recklessness? That's reckless.
Detention is over. Now back to my freedom
Exactly,
as a citizen. How you doing? Excuse me.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry?
You said there's a farmer's fridge in the building?
It is on two, yeah. They usually come, it has like the salads, the wraps, like eggs, like, yeah, so they come and change it for you free. So it's on two.
This is insane. He's looking for the judge. You all know where he is. He's in the chamber wing. He's in the chamber wing. He tried to open the door. Do y'all see that? He tried to open the door of the chamber to the judge. What the fuck are you thinking? If any. He tried to just open the door. Those doors are locked internally. The judges have full control on those locks. Amongst many other safety features that I'm not even going to mention. I feel like I would be giving him ideas if I did. This is insanity. You want to talk to the judge, you file a fucking motion. Not go looking for the judge in the courthouse. This is extraordinarily dangerous. All because you didn't like what was in the PPO. That's not for you to like or dislike by finding the judge. You can argue the information in the PPO when you go to court. You get a court hearing. Go to court. Go to your hearing and then voice your concerns in that. File a motion. Going to look for the judge? It's dangerous. That judge is just doing her job. This is reckless on steroids. And no one is trying to reel him in that coat. I'm sending this video to my godmother, just as a precautionary measure.
Okay, so I can't wait to get to court on the 14th. I ain't never in my life wanted to get to court so bad. Do you all understand that in Illinois, excuse me, is the clerk, what is the judge's chambers or the clerk's offices at?
Going downstairs, first floor, clerk's office.
For the clerks of the judges?
Yeah. They won't let you in there. If there's nobody in there, you gotta go downstairs.
This is so dangerous.
Go on your right, to your right. Go down the elevators to your right. That's the clerk's area. I'll help you.
Thank you. Y'all do stuff a little different over here. It's normally behind the bench.
What? No.
Okay.
No, it's not. The clerk's areas are different from the chamber wings. I mean, this is stuff that can just be inquired about. He tried to walk in the chambers of the judge. Oh, Lord. No, I am sending this to my godmother. This is insanity. Because you never know what cult members are going to do. Some are so fanatical, they will do dumb things to try to hurt people. This is insanity.
Let me. Ooh, I'm so irritated like a motherfucker. Nobody could tell me anything different. If y'all don't see this for what it really is, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is about political dynasty and power and what group you want to be on or what team. If I wanted to be on some corrupt shit, I'll just pick a team. So you telling me yesterday Kobe Chapman gets released from her fucking charges and they ain't even had their first court?
Yes, because the prosecutor did not have enough evidence to meet their burden. That charge would not have stuck. They would not have even gotten past probable cause hearing or the probable cause conference, sometimes known as PCC. They would not have even gotten past that point. The judge would have asked the same questions that I said. I did a whole video on that. I told you all in a whole video on a live stream. I said the charge will be dismissed. The state will not be able to meet their burden. The end. Only the prosecutor can bring forth the charge to the court. You can file a criminal complaint, but the charge itself is brought forth to the court through the prosecutor, whether that be the AG or the DA. And I told you all that criminal charge was aggravated battery of a police officer. I said it's not going to stick. It's not enough evidence to support the charge itself. The state will not be able to meet their burden. Then you have to look at the timing. And then the video evidence they did have could be arguable as defense. When the case is not strong enough to lead to some sort of plea deal or conviction of any sort, and it's just not sufficient evidence to support the charge, they're going to dismiss it. They're not going to go through all of that. I even said that. I have nothing to do with their politics up there. I even said that this charge is going to be dismissed. The state will not be able to meet their burden. I said it in the whole live stream. And I have nothing to do with their politics. Little Diva Chris doesn't even have to exist in my world. On my platform, in my mind, he doesn't exist. And I will still say that charge of Kobe Chapman with the aggravated battery to the officer would have been dismissed because there was not sufficient evidence for that charge. That has nothing to do with politics. That's a matter of law. More things his investigative team should probably be researching and reading and not sitting here channel hopping, stalking people, and leaving dumb comments. I don't speak code. I don't know what you're saying. I knew the charge was going to get dismissed. You don't even need to be an attorney to see that. You just need to have a basic understanding of what their burden would need to be to meet it. He's trying to turn that into some political thing. No, it's not a mystery. It's not a political ploy. It's just simply a matter of law and evidence. They didn't have it. Bottom line. I even went over what could be argued as self-defense with her moving her arm. Don't treat the judges like they're stupid. They went to law school. You did not. This has nothing to do with politics.
And the same state's attorney who have felony review and give them approve the charge, now all of a sudden take them back, and then the motherfucker come into a court in Cook County and they can say bullshit like this and get a restraining order on a whole human being, and y'all don't think that that's questionable? No, I'm not in Markham. So guess what? I literally am not able to have a firearm. I cannot go certain places in this country. I cannot go 50 feet within a man because on Facebook I said that he was gay. Fuck him, and I was going to basically hold him accountable. But he a whole goddamn political person who's putting out how
a political person. What does that mean? What does that mean? See, I don't speak code. What does that mean? He's a whole political person. Are you talking about an elected official? Is that what we're talking about here? Oh, he's another advocate? You know, because you're not the only advocate on earth. There are other advocates. There are other activists. I mean, you know. Do I need to look up the definition, the term activist and activist? Advocate. He's not the only one on earth. What is a political person? Can someone explain that role to me? Jesus Christ. You can't make this up. Oh, sweet God. Okay. I'm just curious to know what this political person is that Ryan is supposed to be, other than him just advocating for his community. Leave him alone. Clearly you hate his guts. No one is demanding that you love him or like him, but leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave Mr. Hasan alone. Leave Ryan alone. Leave Kobe Chapman alone. I laugh at you, but either way, leave these people alone, though. They have to live there. You want to sit and kiss Lil Diva's ass all day? We're not telling you to stop. What we're telling you is what you can and cannot do within the confines of the law. And you're not caring about how it's really hurting and affecting the people that do live there. You're talking about people's lives and livelihoods here. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is not some political ploy thing. You got people just trying to live their life and exist in peace. Something they have the right to do. Leave them alone. How does one force themselves on an entire city when the majority seem to want him to go? I don't get it. I mean, aren't there other cities in the United States of America you could be doing some advocacy work in? You don't have to be there. It's your choice.
Corrupt the mayor is, talking shit about the mayor, and I am now what did he just say? I'm working with the mayor. Where's the proof? And this dumbass judge gave him a whole goddamn restraining order, not even a petition. He got an order of protection against me.
Yes,
wow,
that's how it works.
No, gay?
No, orders. Does he not understand how protection orders are granted? This is the stuff that the investigative team should be pulling up and researching and reading to him in these so-called intel briefings. Protection orders. When you file a petition for a protection order, you can have, by federal law, an ex parte hearing, meaning that hearing does not have to involve the defendant. The defendant is then served, and then you guys are given a court date to go back and to discuss that. In order for it to be granted, however, there has to be sufficient evidence for the judge to go ahead and grant the order from the ex parte hearing. These are fundamental facts that you can Google instead of stalking YouTube channels. A platform with over 1 billion users. You'll be stalking all day at this rate. You're going to go around stalking a billion channels. I mean, how's this going to go? 1 billion users on YouTube. You all will be stalking all day if you decide to do that and keep that up. Or you can research this information, tell your cult leader, here are the facts, and if you don't like it, go run for Congress and change laws. But that is the process for a protection order. The person is saying, I fear for my life and safety here. Here's sufficient evidence to prove that this person has been threatening and intimidating beyond what a reasonable person would see as free speech and expression. There's some slurs involved here. He's sitting here saying nonsense in a courthouse. I mean, you know, your behavior on these videos that can be used against you in a court of law is validating the PPOs itself, because these videos are going to be showed to the judge. They're going to be forwarded to the court, and they will be able to see how you're acting. See, once again, I don't need to destroy what you think you have as credibility. You're doing that by yourself. You're doing a great job at that, by the way. It's the only good job you're doing. Destroying your own credibility. That is all you're doing at this point. And you're challenging all of YouTube to sit here and prove something to you as if you're that important. And it's just laughable. It's laughable. You're not that important. You're just a speck on YouTube, like the rest of us. Now, I may be in the YouTube mansions, but you're acting like YouTube gutter trash. And you're destroying your own self. And you're doing it all over social media. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Is that why? Because he's a gay white man?
This is why he was granted an order.
Because he was called, what he said, a faggot. Now, have y'all watched Ryan's podcast? Is he not doing podcasts about me on social media? Is he not talking about that I'm being...
Has he ever said those words about you? Has he ever called you those words on social media? Has he ever said the same things you're saying right now in a court of... You're in a courthouse. Saying this loudly in the hallway. In front of a video. That the judge will be watching. Oh, is he getting his preachy voice on? We're about to get to the part where he's going to open up the doors of the church.
Paid or fucking on the mayor of Harvey? Is he not?
My Lord.
Lord, I am tight than a motherfucker. But y'all don't see this because y'all just looking.
No, we see what we see. We see you throwing an epic man baby tantrum in the court of parte hearing, and you're mad. You're big mad. Bigly mad. Mad. That's that. Someone get him a baba and a binky.
At the internet, and y'all ain't understanding what I'm putting you on to. Laugh about it today, suffer it tomorrow. And this should not happen in any Cook County courthouse.
To the judge, please be careful. This clown is coming to your courtroom at some point. And after he said all of this about you, if I were you, I would have at least an extra guard in your courtroom. Yep. Just for your safety protection.
And if somebody, I told y'all, I'm going to say it again, there's a double protection for gay white people. And it ought to concern y'all ass. But
what is he talking about?
It won't concern y'all because y'all not going to get the bigger picture because y'all are only going to look at the fact that I'm always putting my foot in an ass.
Hey,
that's what's out here. Man, read this bullshit.
It's a protection order.
One of y'all a clerk?
Nope.
No. Judge Ryan must be the most incompetent judge that's in Cook County. Gots to.
Judge Ryan followed procedure in granting a protection order from an ex parte hearing based on the testimony and evidence presented to her. That is how that works. Every time. In any state across the United States of America. The end. I've never known anyone to throw a tantrum like this and then dog out the judge that's presiding over the case. Can someone get this to Judge Ryan, please? Yeah. I think Judge Ryan should definitely see this.
She might be a gay white lady.
Holy
The only way you
moly.
would give somebody a damn restraining order because they say they gay and fucking white against a whole black citizen.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you guys definitely get this to Judge Ryan. And to the chief judge there. Who's the chief judge there at the courthouse? What courthouse is this? Anybody know what courthouse this is? Anybody know what this courthouse is? Is this Markham? What courthouse is this? Someone please send this to the chief judge and to Judge Ryan. Because this is a safety hazard at this point. I've never heard anybody go off like this on a PPO. Just present your offer, file your motion, and give your argument when you go to court. None of this is necessary. Stop throwing an epic man baby tantrum. He has what, 6 PPOs granted against him? 5 or 6? Ryan isn't the only one that has a protection order against you. You have a protection order from Walnut Head Neely up there in Flint and his wife. A whole ass mayor has a protection order against you. You're validating the protection orders right now. I'm concerned about the judge's safety. This is reckless and dangerous. You don't do all of this. Then you're just going to piss the judge off, and then what? All of the judges there are going to see this, so even if you want another judge, the next judge will see it as well. They're all going to be mad at you. You just stop. Or keep going. I mean, whatever. You put it all in video, so whatever.
The internet. How y'all doing? Oh, incompetent ass place.
Oh no. Everybody's a bad guy.
Should have been a white gay man and not be black. Somebody.
Thank you, Naomi. Appreciate it. How you doing, Naomi? We got some people up here. Mr. LCTU. Thank you. 6 total PPOs and counting. Really? Gay white people only look at him putting his foot in asses and the judge might be gay and white. What the hell? I know. It's such a dumbass defense. Read yesterday comments. It is Markham. Okay. Yeah, no. All the judges at Markham Courthouse should be alerted on this. Did he ever go to the clerk? No. He wanted to go to the judge. He just thought that the clerk was in the judge's chambers, and that's not how it works. And then he asked about the clerk when he realized that he tried to open the door to the judge's chamber, and it was locked because that's called safety measures to keep out angry little people like him from walking in and doing God knows what, especially after we saw him physically assault a man and a woman and then threaten another woman. Because words, reasons, ugh. This is out of control. He has 6 PPO and he's speaking like this online and walking around the courts like this. Exactly. Now you all understand the security measure here. You're volatile and imploding or exploding or whatever he's doing. But no judge will appreciate this at all. No judge would appreciate this. Man, they need to amp up the security there. Don't give out locations of the judges if you hear someone call a judge crazy. Okay? Can we just use some logic and good wisdom? The security officers at Markham Courthouse, can you all use just a little bit of wisdom? Because whoever's going there, can you all tell the security officers, listen, if y'all see this man walking through here asking where a judge's chambers is, don't tell him. He's sitting here trying to hunt down judges and stuff. We got time for this. He's mad and angry at the world and everybody else. Me, all of you too. There's a gang thing, conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. It's just ridiculous.
They're going to give me some answers in this motherfucker because I'm really pissed. How you doing? I need somebody to help me speak to somebody because I want everybody in America to read this. This man said that on Facebook, I said that he was a faggot and he a white gay man and he do real estate and he got an order of protection against me, my FOIA card, my right to move about constitutionally. I can't be within 50 feet of him. This doesn't say anything that I've done to this man, except for say something on the internet and he calls himself an internet reporter. What judge would do that?
All of them.
And then he's trying to set me up so y'all can lock me up. I come in here and get held up because of service. You said what? Okay, I'm gonna do the
File a
motion,
motion.
but I want to
File a
do this as a
motion.
freestanding citizen today. I want some.
No. No. That's not how the fuck it works. What they just told you is exactly what to do. You can file a motion. And then go crazy and read your motion all over your YouTube channel. But file a motion. And say whatever you want. Good luck to that.
Body to tell me understand the law, the rules, how this is even possible in Crook County.
File a motion.
The judge found him credible, apparently.
Right.
The judge found him credible.
Yep.
She found him gay and white. Have a good day.
Oh my God.
Normally I hang out in other parts of the land. What's your name, Sheriff? Barnes. I see you all on the 14th. Put the fucking National Guard at the door if y'all gonna play with me.
Yeah, please do that. Please put National Guards and extra security there at Markham Courthouse. I'm so glad you said that out of your own mouth, cult leader. I'm gonna let's go back. Let's just make sure, because this part needs to be played to all the judges. Yep, let's do that.
Other parts of the land. What's your name, Sheriff? Barnes. I see you all on the 14th. Put the fucking National Guard at the door if y'all gonna play with me. Have a good day, Sheriff.
Yes, let's have all the National Guard. I turn on the caption so y'all can see the words, because I can't make this up. Let's go back.
He'll get held up because of service. You said what? Okay, I'm gonna do the motion, but I want to do this as a freestanding citizen today. I want somebody to tell me understand the law, the rules, how this is even possible in Crook County.
The judge found him credible, apparently.
The judge found him credible. She found him gay and white. Have a good day. Normally I hang out in other parts of the land. What's your name, Sheriff? Barnes. I see you all on the 14th. Put the fucking National Guard at the door if y'all gonna play with me.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? My bad. Yeah. So this whole thing here, I just wanted to pause it so you all can see. Nah, I was muted. My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry. So he can y'all hear me now? All right, cool. No, he's mad here. So what's going to happen is the safety measures are going to be put in place because you're making it known. I mean, you're the one saying, you know, y'all better have the National Guard. Y'all playing with me. No one's playing with you. The law is not for play. Neither is the courthouse. They're not for play. No one's playing with you. For a protection order, the judge found the evidence and his testimony, which is also evidence, to be credible. You can't hear anything? You can't hear anything, Saint? I'm not playing the video. It's paused.
Have a good day.
This is weird. I don't even want to leave it with the words here. I want to leave it up. Put the National Guard at the door if y'all gonna play. If y'all going to play with me. And basically, that was the next word. I'm gonna freeze it there because I want this to be shown. Put the National Guard at the door if y'all gonna play with me. The judge is receiving these videos. Yeah, judges watch YouTube as well. But this video is going to be submitted as evidence. And all that judge is going to see is this cult leader throwing a tantrum at the courthouse. All this anger and hostility and validity. Sitting here being threatening. Indicating that, I guess, what for the hearing on August 14th, you're going to need the National Guard at the door if you're going to play with me. Okay. You called the judges' names. You understand that the chief judge is also going to get a copy of this. And they're probably going to put other security measures in place. Absolutely, they will. This is the reckless danger that you're posing on people. There's another video of you being outside of Ryan's house after he told you several times, I have a PPO against you, get off my property. That only needs to be said once. All this yada 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 and womp you throwing here on the internet, on social media to make yourself look big, bad, and bold. None of that bullshit works in court. It's not a defense. You want to talk to the court? File a motion. You can read your own motion on your YouTube channel. I have you blocked. I don't care what you say over there. You can go to your YouTube channel, read your own motion, and file it with the court. And then you can say whatever you want in it. But all this is showing is, for the 6 PPOs you have, is that they're all validated. Because look at his anger and his volatility. Look at how threatening he still is. Look at what he's saying and doing. He's saying that the National Guard should be here, Your Honor. Put the National Guard at the door if y'all gonna play with me? This is what this man is saying walking out of a courthouse. You got a whole mayor. I don't care for him. He's still corrupt. Walnut Head Neely. But he has a PPO against him, along with his spouse. All they're going to do is use these videos. They're going to show the video of him still ignoring Ryan when Ryan is telling him on the 4th of July, I have a PPO against you. Get off my property. That's not something somebody should have to repeat to you. You can hear. Leave him alone and go home. Get off of his fucking property. It's that easy. You're being defiant for no reason. Forcing yourself on people in the whole city and sitting here terrorizing people and threatening people. Getting PPOs granted against you. Invading private property, kicking in doors and gates and having people illegally seized and all this stuff. Illegally evicted. You're doing all of this. And for what? For what? I don't say this stuff to get his attention. I'm not. I don't say this stuff to get him to understand or learn anything, because he's 38. His mind is where it is. But I'm saying this to you all, to the ones that aren't brainwashed. I'm not doing this for the cult members. They're going to think what they want to think. I'm not here to stop them from thinking what they want to think. I'm not doing this to stop him from doing what he's doing. There are consequences that's coming his way. It's up to him to change his behavior. But it's not up to any of us to get him to stop doing it. He's a grown ass fucking man. So he's going to catch some grown ass results. The consequences that come, they're not going to look at him like a little boy lost in the wind. They'll be like, no, we charge you as an adult. He's bringing this on himself. I expect him to sit here and walk around as if he thinks that it's everybody else's fault, but he is. That's called narcissism. Ain't got nothing to do. Listen, no one does that but himself. That's narcissism. That's not a matter of, that's there's nothing we can say to someone that's narcissistic in their thinking and they have this godlike complex and mentality where they believe that they're above approach or the law. Even if he doesn't believe it, he has other people believing it. This is what I mean by cult member here. No one's thinking or reading for themselves. There's no one around him to reel him in. But his actions, his words are having a tremendous negative effect on multiple people, on an entire city, in an entire community. A huge negative consequence. And it's becoming dangerous. The threatening, the intimidation, kicking in doors, kicking in gates. I've literally proven that Mr. Hasan is the rightful owner of the property, including some of the right-of-ways. I went through the Plat of vacation. This is information that his fucking investigative team should have been pulling up and researching and showing him in these intels. You're wrong, bro. You should not be kicking in this gate. He does own this property and these lots. We need to stop doing it because we don't want to go to jail with you. They were arrested for show, but weren't charged? That's disgusting. Harvey police officers are not the highest law enforcement in the land. They're not even the highest law enforcement in the state of Illinois. Y'all have a state police department. They can also do an investigation into the Harvey Police Department. He only wants yes men and ass kisses around him. And I'm personally not here for that. I don't work for him. Keep putting your blood out there in the water with the sharks or whatever else. Didn't he handpick some YouTubers to be his golden chosen ones? You got evidence, documentation to release it. You don't need to wait for us to say or do anything. I'm not reporting on Harvey's finances. I'm not reporting on the politics of Harvey. I've already said that multiple times in this video and in other videos. Low Diva Chris can never come to my platform. I will not bring garbage here to my supporters. It will be a disservice to you all. And he is absolutely beneath us. I will not do that. I would love to have random news here and random news is awesome. Before I sit here and allow a lying ass, corrupt piece of shit mayor on my platform. The devil is a liar. I will not do that to you all. But this is the danger that he is intentionally posing. He can't go to court and say, oh, it was a mistake. It was a slip of the tongue. No, it's stuff he says repeatedly. It's the pattern of behavior. There lies the intent. You can't say you made a mistake 15 times. At some point, it just comes down to you want to do this. You want to say this. You want to behave this way. And then you expect all of society and everyone else to be okay with it. Whatever alternate reality his mind has traveled to with him and his cult members, let them stay there. But when they start finding out the hard way, when they have their liberty and freedom revoked from them, then they'll start thinking twice about it. I would never sit here and support my kids breaking the law repeatedly over and over and over again. Never. It doesn't even seem like he listens to his mother, so who knows? All right, let's get in some comments. Tina. I'll put the National Guard at the door if you're going to play with me. I know. Words said by someone that the judges need to take seriously. Don't put that past him. I don't know if we're witnessing him crack and just unravel. Who knows? Whatever's going on is getting to the point where it's becoming dangerous. It's very dangerous. At beginning, he told first cop the judge is crazy. And he wants to know where she is. And they told him. I know. That's the danger part of that. That's why I say whoever goes to that courthouse, tell those security guards, listen, look at this video, man. Don't tell this man where these judges are. He wants to talk to the judge, you got to do it like every other citizen. File a motion. File a motion. All that intel, somehow no one can teach you how to file a motion. You know, these are the things you should be learning, cult member. These are the things you can be learning. There are a couple people online that might be willing to help you file a motion. Not me, but others can help you file a motion. Give you a template so you can draft it properly and file your motion. And then say what you need to say in your motion to the judge. But this video is not going away. You said and did all of these things on your own free will and on your own accord. And it was intentional. You're not being threatening and intimidating. There are going to be more cops than there is of you. So, you know, you're behaving recklessly and lawlessly, and it's hurting so many other people. I don't personally expect him to care because I don't think he cares at this point. He doesn't care. They egg and cheer it on. He doesn't care. His cult members don't care. They don't give a fuck. But the people that are being hurting, those are the people that I care about. MC Hammer, he got a... Why am I calling you MC Hammer? I'm sorry. Heavyweight. Have you ever been called MC Hammer? I'm sorry. My apologies. MC Heavyweight. MC Hammer. Lord. He must be talking about me. He got to go through Flint first. And everything has already been sent to Prosecutor Gurley. Yeah. I mean, the judge in Flint, the prosecutor, they will be happy to see these videos. And not just this one. I mean, the one where he's sitting here antagonizing Ryan, and Ryan makes it clear at least 2 or 3 times audibly that he has a PPO against him to get off his property. He should have been arrested for violating that PPO. But, you know, that's the corruption of the Harvey Police Department that are all scared of one person. It's more of you all than it is a little diva. When half of you going to wake up and realize, you know, we outnumber this idiot. Jesus Christ. Yeah, his audacity. What's going on, Gemini? This is getting more and more ridiculous. Unstable. Pull it together. Yeah. I was thinking about your godmother through this entire video, pissy mama down there. Yeah, you know what? And that's what this is why I'm showing this, because here's the thing. My godmother's a federal judge, so he wouldn't be able to get past the checkpoint with a phone. He would not be able to record anything. But I am going to send this to her because I want her to see, like, listen, if by chance he decides to get froggy and nuck if you buck because he mad at me and do anything dumb, I want that whole building locked down and FPS to be in full effect. I don't play that shit. And he wouldn't be able to get to her chambers. The fact that he got to the chamber and tried to open the door is enough for me. This is reckless and dangerous beyond words. It is reckless and dangerous. Even if not this cult leader, I can't imagine anyone like him angry and upset, thinking that they're entitled to shit, going to do something like that in the courthouse where my godmother is. I would be mad as fuck. I would not, my anger would not be any different. My disgust in this would not be any different. I don't care what he thinks or how, what I say or any of that. None of that is irrelevant in court. It's irrelevant. What he thinks about me and other YouTubers, all that shit is irrelevant when you go to court. Judges don't care about that. That's why I don't. But this reckless and dangerous behavior, this is going to get him pinned down, locked up for many years, or popped. You can't go to court acting like this and then think that the security is not going to sit here and surround your little black ass. They got weapons. You don't. And you're not bulletproof. But if this is what he wants to be lawless like this, I just don't. I'm tired of seeing others being hurt and affected by what he's doing. If his cult members want to go down that hole with him, he's dug for himself, they can enjoy the ride. Straight to the center of the planet. But don't take the innocent people with you. Leave them alone and let them go. It's like a city being held hostage. It's ridiculous. That's all I was thinking of too when I saw this video. Just, ooh, child. Ooh. Lord. This is why I'm sending this, because I can't. You can use this as a learning experience for your son that had the unfortunate situation of meeting him. Yeah, I know. Oh my God. I had to block his page from my son's profile so that none of his videos showed up in my son's feed. Because I regret meeting this man and I regret encountering him. I do. I highly regret it. It is just disgusting and disturbing to see this type of behavior. I can't say he was like this when I met him, but look at what has come up out of this. Somehow this unleashing of fury and nonsense and evil is manifesting into this type of behavior. I would never want my children to look at anything like this and think this is okay. This is not advocacy. This is not activism. This is just a full-blown man-baby tantrum that needs a binky and a baba. That's probably going to catch a charge or two that's going to land him in prison for a very long time. And whatever consequence come his way, that's what he has coming. That's not a conspiracy. It's a matter of law. He thinks that people are conspiring and attacking him. Define the word attack. This is not about attack. This is how you're acting and people calling you out on your shit. You're correct. Well, hold on. Let me see. Cher says you're correct. Classic histrionic narcissist turning malignant. Exactly. It's infecting others. For real. He only wants yes people in his crew. Yep. For assessment. Rudder's mama didn't spank him enough growing up. He's gotten away with anything he says. He's exhausting. Yeah, exactly. It's dangerous. The implosion started a year ago last March. Oh my God. Facts. MC Cool. You can call him Hammer. Hammer. All that and all that. Hammer. I'll go further back to 2016 with his disruption at the Chicago Trump rally, causative of cancellation of the event, and his JB visibly unhinged remarks while rushing the empty stage. Wow. Y'all know the only portion of that I've seen is what is in random news video. I've never actually watched that full news coverage of that. And now it's kind of just hard to watch. But they take all of this in consideration. They're going to pull up your history, your criminal history. They're going to pull up all these PPOs when you go to court. And they look at all of this in totality. And the fact that you're still doing this stuff. How was he not charged for assaulting American and his daughter? And being threatening to death? We all witnessed that in videos. You're not going to alter reality for us. Just not going to do it. He can hate me to God returns. It's not going to stop that judge from rendering that ruling when he goes to court. It's just not. Amir just went live. Hey, Foxy. Make sure you drop the link to your YouTube channel below. All right, I guess I'll wrap this up so you guys can go watch Amir. Thank you all for tuning in too. 32 people watching. I appreciate that. I don't need 200 people in my live stream. I want 32 people that are intellect and smart and that are able to look at this and read. I mean, I would love 200 people, but I'm just saying it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality. It's about the information being relayed. I don't sit here and compete against someone that could have many FBI complaints filed against them. That's not something I want to compete with. We're not on the same level. You're not on my level. You want to dwell down there in the YouTube gutters? Go ahead. I'm in the YouTube mansions. I'm not sitting here breaking laws and kicking in gates and doors and shit. I'm not doing that. The video is easily viewed on many sites. Yeah, I am just not gonna watch it. I just think that what I see in random news is enough because it's just more disturbing behavior, and it's crazy. That's why he got his ass roasted on Trini channel. Foxy. Everybody say he had Foxy. Well, it's good. We had a long night. Yeah, how long was that live? Good grief. The real him is breaking through his cracks. Exactly. Everybody speaking to everybody. You empathize with everyone in his vicinity, even his followers and supporters. Listen to what he says, folks. Not the gaslighting and vitriol. Use your brains. Exactly. And in me, I'm just gonna pull up facts to debunk you. I mean, all this stuff that I read and researched, he could have just Googled as well. Obviously, he's bored. So why don't you take some time to read? Your intel should be facts and evidence and laws. Not who's saying what on what YouTube channel. That's called cyber stalking. You're leaving digital footprints too. No, don't listen to me. Just keep doing it. Now he's threatening to pull out of Harvey. Now he's being exposed and the heat is on. Oh, great. I think that's what most of the residents there want. They want him to get the hell on. Just leave Mr. Hasan alone because he is the rightful owner of that property. I've proven that. I mean, that's what most of them want. They want him to get the hell on. They're tired of this shit. That's not a threat for him to pull out of Harvey. Just pull out. Bye. Enjoy your day. Go on to the next place. Have fun. Foxy said he got the money he needed. That's what he always does. Yeah, he thinks it's a threat. Most of the cult members over there that are sitting here telling him, oh no, you're doing a good thing. You're doing good work. They don't live there. Y'all have to remember that. They don't even live there. They live in other states, other cities. None of their lives and livelihoods are being affected like this. They don't have to worry about whether or not this clown is going to come kicking in their door. Talking about, I know y'all illegal immigrants live here. We're taking this property back. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you a sheriff? No? Okay. Get the gun, Trudy. Fuck out of my house. I mean, he's a huge liability. Absolutely. He's a huge liability. I'm just glad some of y'all finally seeing the light. I've been watching hashtag LNC for going on 2 years, and for about the last year and a half, he has been a menace. Random News shows you history of it. Oh yeah, I've watched all of the videos Random News has made. He's funny too. Too late. Nuke. True reason he's pulling out of Harvey, not enough cash or a place to stay being provided. Probably. I'm enjoying this. Me too. What is Amir's channel? If anybody has Amir's video, YouTube channel link, feel free to post it in so you guys can go and support him. Foxy to Roxy. Vivian was in earlier. Minion with opinion, all in the queue. LNC. Conscious sent me an email, and just like I said, we will be respectful of her and her platform as long as she continues to be respectful of here me and mine. That's, I mean, YouTube is over 1 billion users. There's no reason for me to be hating on anybody. I learned a lot from Quality Reacts. Yeah, he's a fantastic content creator. He does a lot of reactions to music and stuff. And he said, and it was so profound, I don't have any enemies. And if anybody hate me, I don't know it. That's how you do it. Shout out to Quality Reacts. I love him. He's adorable. But I mean, just things that we can learn from each other. Even the smallest things. Let's learn from each other. Because when I go to sleep at night, let me tell you something. Cult leader is not in my thought. Once I repent and pray and go to bed, I sleep peacefully. I don't have to face a judge in the court of law on 6 PPOs. He does. So he's not hurting me by lashing out or saying anything about me or any other content creator. He's not hurting us. You lash not calling us names. None of that is going to fly when you go to court. None of it. We're not the ones bringing in the trouble. You are. So you get over it. Or stop doing what you're doing or whatever. You keep doing it and you keep doing it in videos, it will be used against you. Period. That's not a conspiracy. That's a fact. MC, I had this number from day one. I have a mother exactly like him. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you all. It was 10 and a half hours. Holy moly. There was a 10 and a half hour live stream. Wow. This is hilarious. The title of his live is pathetic. Oh. Is he watching mine and his? Is that what's happening here? The title is pathetic. Define the word pathetic. Let's see you Google. Everyone enjoy your weekend. I appreciate you all so much. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. I'm just trying to get you all's comments in. There's Amir's YouTube channel here. Foxy posted it up if he's live. Love y'all. Be good. You guys make sure you go and support Amir as well. I think I'll go over there and see him. Thank you, Foxy. See you over there. Who else is live? Everybody going live right now. Her live was 10 hours. Oh my God. MC, most of us gave money. Yeah, we are. I gave him $10 total. You guys go support Amir over there. For you, LLC, I will keep my tongue about. Okay. Thank you, Saint. I have some great mods. I appreciate you, honey. Thank you, Lady Look Club, for all the fun and facts. You guys are welcome. You guys take care. I am going to enjoy my afternoon. I'm going to check out Amir. And thank you all for the support. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.